Boom.
We live?
We live.
Let's do it. Welcome back to another episode of the Tier 1 podcast live. You know what that means. It is Thursday night. It's for the Patriots. Right next to me, I have fellow Tier 1 operator Chris Fettes.
Yeah.
We also have over on the couch some special guests. We have his sons, Braddock and Ethan. Say hi, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Perfect. Love the enthusiasm.
What's up?
Maybe it's because they're sitting next to Magnet. As always, on the couch, we have Magnet from Lion Arms, and behind the scenes, making it all happen, we have my older brother, Drew Tucker.
What's up?
Older brothers
See,
are cool.
see what kind of energy you boys brought? You gotta pump that up.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, let's go. All right, here we go. I'm just going to relight this thing with the old, is that a flashbang lighter?
Noise.
Drew just brought that in.
Happy birthday.
Don't start that again. When you told everyone last week it was going to be my birthday, they remembered, and it was humbling, the amount of people who said happy birthday to me.
Nice.
So
Nice.
thank you, but I'm not a chick. It's not my birthday week. The birthday's over. In fact, we celebrated it Saturday, and when Monday came around, my actual birthday, I forgot it was my birthday. It's such an old man thing to do.
Yesterday.
It's such an old man thing to do, but it's absolutely true. Anyway, we got this. I'm telling you, I'm excited about this. Like really, I don't think you realize, Chris, and not to hype it up too much, but I mean, if you think about it, name another show that has a SEAL Team 6 operator, an Adult Force operator in the same room at the same time, and you can ask them questions, like if you want to. That's pretty good.
That's
Pretty unique. It's pretty unique. I know it's hard to say humble and talk about that, but it's true.
We're better.
Oh, I can only imagine the super chats that are coming, and I am here for it. I'm here for it. Right off the bat, I got a question for the boys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, can you turn on that light? Just yep. Turn on one of those lights. It'll have the light right above your head will turn on. Next one. There you go. Braddock, back to you. This question is for Braddock. What is it that you think your dad did? Right into the mic. Swing the mic over. No, it's easier to bring the mic to your mouth.
SEAL Team 6.
What do you think SEAL Team 6 does?
They go on missions and kill people.
Not bad.
And rescue people.
Not bad.
And rescue.
Not bad.
Nice.
What do you think, Ethan? It's your turn. Swing it over to him. What do you think makes SEAL Team 6 different than other SEAL teams? Can you take a whack at that?
They're stronger.
Stronger. I'll take that. I like that. Would you say you learned about SEAL Team 6 from your dad, or more from your dad, or from video games?
Video games.
Nice.
I love it. Braddock, do you play any video games that have SEAL Team 6 in it?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty? All right. How long have you been playing Call of Duty?
Not that long, like 4 years.
Not that long. How old are you?
13.
Yeah, for 25% of your life, you've been playing that game.
You got more deployments than Brent.
All right, we won't embarrass you too much. But we're going to come back to you. I appreciate. I think it's really cool that you brought your kids.
I think it's awesome. Not planned until you. I was like, dude, the scheduling. Wife's out of town. Not sure how I'm going to do it. Might have to postpone again. And I wanted you to bring him.
Yeah,
Ding. That's an epic idea. We love that.
The old twofer.
Yeah.
Twofer. We can make
I
this
love
happen.
talking about them. So now it's like we can have them. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. And it'll also be super cool because one, it'll be really cool right now, but as they get older, this lives on the internet forever. And then they'll go back to that and be like, oh man,
Yeah.
that was me answering that on a YouTube episode that lives. But you guys have not embarrassed yourself. I'm just saying. Anytime you look back at yourself when you're younger, you're like, did I really look like that? Did I really sound like that?
Yeah. Legacy stuff. Like it.
Heck, if it makes you feel better, I still watch current episodes of myself and I go, do I really look like that? Do I really sound like that?
Yeah. And
I do not
even
like
a couple of years go by and it just evolves, but that's what we're supposed to be doing.
For sure. Hey, we're gonna try to stay ahead of the super chats. So we stay ahead of it. We'll spend a little bit more time with super chats. I do have some videos that I want to get to as well. But let's start out with it, Drew. What do you got?
Yeah.
We got just another 11 Bravo back in again, brothers. Thanks so much for the love. Getting in early with my fine for offending the firefighters last week.
I don't think anyone offended those firefighters last week. I'm telling you, that is one of those things. And you know, we've talked enough between phone conversations and here. This is what irritates me to some degree. I could have. You can make it up. I have a guest here, and his name can, you know, or he can be a former unit, Ranger guy, Green Beret, SEAL, whatever it is. And tons of people are going to tune into that. We had four firefighters from Georgia come in last week. 4 firefighters. It was just like nothing but, you know, harassing each other, stories. It was such a good time, and that won't get a third of the views because it's first responder focus and not special operation. And to that, I love the respect of special operations. I do, but I hate sometimes that that respect doesn't get spread out a little more than it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate it. But if you're watching this and you didn't go, if you didn't catch last week's live, it was a dang good time. Just a bunch of good old boys.
My personal favorite show ever of all time was Rescue Me.
Was it really? You know, of course, that's always cool to talk to them because we're all similar. We're all a little different. And I was like, what TV shows do you guys watch?
Yeah.
You know, do you watch firefighter shows? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you critique them. And some guys of ours, some of us watch military shows, and some of them can't because they're like, it's
more frustrating to watch the ones that you do in your life. It's more fun for me to watch the ones that I want to know more, like what theirs is like.
They had, if I remember right, they had high regards for Rescue Me. Was Rescue Me one of the ones they liked?
I love that show.
Was it Chicago Fire? Another one? They hated that one. Yeah, hated it. All right, what else we got?
11B says the vanilla alphas are A+. And I would agree, bro. We got our new flavored cigars at frcc.shop are delicious. What do you got there, Brent?
Chris, I don't know if you know. I'll let you.
Is there a cigar in that helmet?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a little maybe too front and center. But I'll tell you what I'm doing here. We do a giveaway on our Patreon. And this is the most painful one for me. Oh, I really wanted to buy panos and then do like the cheapest pair of panos that I could find, but then do a review on them because I wanted to make a video and do a review on them. And then I was going to give them away to our Patreon. So they finally came in. That's them. Damn. The cheapest ones I could find were still $4,000, and but they're digital panos.
Oh, what's that mean?
So it's almost the same. If you've ever had like a camera, like a regular camera that has like night vision in it, that's digital night vision. So it doesn't have the long tube intensifiers that we have. And I'll save a little bit for, you know, the review.
Oh, cool.
But,
I have questions.
Yeah. And here's what I'll say about them. I could, and you could, we could tear these things apart and be like that, but
Could I operate in them?
Right. We're not taking them on hostage rescue like missions. Like at some point, I had to like realize, hey, like what are we using these nods for? You know, are they for the average hunter? In fact, I'll go over a few things here. I'll do a full video. Here's some things that I didn't know because I never messed with digital night vision.
But we used to take the 18s, green fuzzy on hostage rescues. That's all we had. So
That's right. That's right. When you have analog night vision, almost like if we go in that garage and it goes nighttime, I close the garage. Of course, they're going to get fuzzy, but you can still see what's going on. You know, of course, you add IR and everything's clear again. You get too dark on those, they just pretty quick. They'll just kind of, I shouldn't say shut off, but they kind of gray out on you. So they definitely need IR light more. But that doesn't mean, I mean, I'm talking about like a real dark scenario.
Yeah, dark.
Generally
No
speaking,
ambient light.
they're fine.
yeah, it's not like I'm going to take them as a giveaway and go $4,000 panos.
Right. But I'm telling you, I mean, I had to figure that out. So, well, let me put a fix on this. I bought a $100 IR flood and laser pointer for my gun to be like, well, now I need IR light. Let me mix like cheap things and see if they work. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I added an IR flood, they're good.
Yeah,
They're good.
it's good to test out all levels.
Yeah. So I'm actually really excited about that. It's cool to kind of still show the difference between that and high end stuff. And there's a few more I'll save for the show, but that's what those are. Those are for you, Patreon. For one of you. They're for one of you, and you'll get a lot more details coming up. What else we got for the super chats, Drew?
Joe Williams says, fresh box of alphas arrived. Time to light one up and watch the show. Cheers from Cali.
I need to try these things.
Yeah, Drew, did you bring any of the flavored ones tonight by chance?
You know I did.
All right. Little post show quality control.
This is great, Brent. Get all the dumb questions out of the way. That's good. Make it good for the rest of the show. All right. Sully1234 says, do SEAL Team 6 look down on regular SEALs? SEAL Mike Ritland says, most SEAL Team 6 guys, if he knew them before SEAL Team 6, way they acted after was arrogant. SEALs in his platoon thought same and they'd talk about it.
You want me to answer that?
You can. I got an answer. Ask me some Delta Force questions.
I'll take the SEAL questions. You can take the Delta Force questions.
That'd be funny.
The answer is, when I was a newer young guy, when you come out of those selections, they do a great job at breaking you down and then building you all the way up even into like some arrogance. And so I think that it has to work that way. Like we talked about that earlier. You have to have that. But I think that it's professional confidence is better than insecure arrogance. And so I have to say that I did act that maybe a little bit before I quickly got molded into shape by the older guys to go, that's not the mindset. And some of the best SEALs I know, the best, I've talked about this before, the best SEAL that I ever worked for was my first platoon chief at Team 10. Regardless, and it didn't have to do with the skill differences. It had to do with who he was and the way that he led and what I learned from that.
I got a question for you to kind of expound on that, because there's part of this that I believe happens when you go over to that side. Usually you just kind of disappear, and because you're so busy, like you just, not because you want to, you disappear. And if you do run into them, and this is where it sounds arrogant, but it's not. But I'm just going to say it bluntly for time's sake. There's not a lot I can talk to you about. You know what I mean? And some of it's on me. If we small talk long enough, I'm a little bit afraid you're going to ask me things, and I'm going to have to be a jerk and be like, oh, I can't talk about that. And so I just kind of make it quick, and and I keep moving. But I think that gets sometimes portrayed as arrogance. You think some of that happens as well?
I think a little bit depends on who it is, because there's other times I ran into guys and was like, dude, it's been, you know, and it was because we were in some hot, some heavy combat, but there's other guys where I wasn't just training. Like, hey, you see him around. I got the reverse of that when I was at an outstation for a quick turn on an op when I was a Devereaux guy. Mm-hmm. And I saw a guy I was in buds with, and he had gotten out and become an agency guy. Yep. Under pseudonym, and I was like, dude, and I said his name, and he was like, whoa, hey, not who I am anymore. And I was like, dude, I know, there's nobody, no, like, it's just,
Plus, your
just-
ops
I'm
aren't
not calling
dark.
you that.
Your ops aren't darker than my ops.
Yeah, and he was newer in that, and I just was like, all right, nice to see you again. I'm not calling you that.
Right.
I'm just gonna call you your name.
Again, just talking this one out. I don't think, unless you had like some sort of like Napoleon syndrome, I don't think anyone became arrogant when they came to the unit. And we did have some arrogant guys at the unit. They were arrogant before they came to the unit.
Yeah.
I don't think that coming to the unit made them arrogant. But what do you think about that as a whole?
When I got to Team 10, I was arrogant and was doing too much and got in trouble immediately.
Yeah.
So I learned from that. When I went to Dep Root, there really was no time to do anything but shut up and listen. And learn.
Right. Oh man. Now I feel like I should put a super chat in for you. I know it's team specific, troop specific, even squadron specific. When you were a new guy, were you able to ask questions? Whether you did or didn't, was the culture, were you able to, or was it was understood? Don't ask questions, shut up and listen, new guy.
It was a little bit of both. More started off with shut up and learn, especially with me because I got in trouble right off the bat. So it's like you especially will shut up and learn. The rest of this 18 months, and I was like noted, and there's some pretty epic hazing. I had a captain's mask right off the bat was the first thing I got into. First trip of the whole workup, just trying to be too cool. So
Right.
the other guy I was in trouble with quit and turned in his trident because it was so bad of the exhaustion from just what we had to deal with from that. And I don't like using the hazing word. It was like, it was consequences.
Yeah, I know. I do hate they've taken that from us. They've
Yeah.
taken the word hazing as a bad thing.
They don't use
It's a
the
rite
word
of passage.
consequences.
Right, it's
Yeah.
consequences. Absolutely. When properly applied, that's
Yeah.
what it is. All right, what else we got, Drew?
Like you guys have consequences when you get in trouble.
we're getting to that.
All right, we got Soli123 says journalist Matt Cole did war crime book on SEAL Team 6. Brent said it was good. SEAL Team 6 guys whistle blew to him. Your thoughts? Do you disagree with SEAL Team 6 who whistle blew?
What's the question in about the book?
That's right. There's do you agree, I guess, with the guys who whistle blew some war crimes or whatever?
I disagree with them only because of the way they went about it. There's some truth to some of those things, but there's a lot of untruth because I believe that the people that did that were disgruntled about things or their own personal standings or situations from what I learned.
Yeah,
and
ask
I
that
knew.
guy named Eddie Gallagher. He knows all about that.
Yeah. And, that sucks is you give everything into that. And then, I disagreed. And at the same time, that dude, as a journalist, I did not feel like he had an agenda that was, I think, caused him to not do enough investigative reporting into that and go with more opinion-based tone in that.
There's
And he doesn't
Excuse
understand war is hard to explain to people that don't understand war, so they don't want to.
I watched your episode with
rules.
David Hookstead, and I stand by what I said to some degree. I did say it was a good book because from what I knew of, everything he said was true. Well, I'd say everything. Well, I can't say everything he said was true. But of what I knew to be true, I was like, yeah, that happened. Of course, I also on that episode when asked about it, I said, well, some of these things happen, but what are you mad that savages are acting like savages is one thing. I don't personally have a problem with on some things, but something you said on David Hookstead's show is it can be factually right, but missing context.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Go ahead with that.
Situational context, not in an effort to justify any given thing, but situational context is very important, especially regarding war and combat,
Right.
and things that happen there's a story to every unit on every deployment and every mission that did not get told in that.
Yeah. And I've said this one before, like one of the things, I talked about like some things of just things that happen in war. Guess what? If you don't have the stomach for some things that happen in war, like that's war. One being like the wedding party bombing.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with that because you get to throw stones at that after you know what it was, after you look back in hindsight. I've always known this. They didn't just drop that bomb knowing what it was. Like, that's crazy.
There's layers and layers to those decisions. So unless you can investigate enough to understand those layers, then it's not. I think that it's just unfair. Just like the Delta book too. I forget what it was called about the murders and the crimes and things.
Gosh. Hold on. The Fort Bragg Cartel.
Yeah.
By Seth. I'm a traitor harp.
Yes. Similar feeling to that, to where a lot of layers missing that would
add context.
Yeah, they would just add the right context, and not to justify, but to go, look, maybe this will help. If I go to war and I know, hey guys, Brent, we're teammates. If something happens to me and like for some period of time I get left behind, you got to recover me, or something happens, or I get killed, and they have the opportunity to desecrate my body in some way, behead me or whatever, like they want to do,
right?
And things that did happen. I don't give a shit what happens to me after I die.
I said the same thing to my teammates.
I'm gone and in the better place now, and so you guys will be pissed off, and you might go, all right, you want to play that game?
Yeah.
So there's more context to that, but my point is like they could do whatever they want to me after I'm dead. I don't give a shit. It doesn't hurt.
Not risk your chance of being a husband. Your chance of living out your life as a as a son, as a father. Like I'm dead.
But if I know that they did that to you,
if you can grab me, grab me. If you can't, and you have to put your life on the line for it, don't. I'm dead.
Yeah, I know. And even if you told me that, though, if they did something like that to you and we're out on a mission against the same guys, that's really hard for me to let go and go, hey, I can just shoot these guys. And
don't get me wrong.
Not stick a hatchet in them in their skull, but.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's more context to that people don't understand.
I don't expect my teammates to see that and be like, it's just a dead body. Who cares? That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're
going to react.
There's going to be
feel a certain way.
There's going to be consequences.
Yeah.
That's just it.
This is the problem I see, boys, is that, a journalist or someone may come up with a story, a onesie twosie, some small truth, but then they want to write a book, right? Well, that book's what, 200 pages? 250 pages,
and they want a bestseller.
Now you got to fill it, and you had something cool, but now you don't have enough information, so you got to embellish to get that book.
Yeah,
it's a problem I got. Sully1234 says, "What do you, other SEAL Team 6, think of Rob O'Neill and SEAL Team 6 guys Rob said helped lie in AAR?"
What do I think? I think there's many layers of that too, and it's been 10 years, and I think that there's context again, reasons why he decided to tell it the way he did, and the tone and everything with it, and that if it's inaccurate to what the general consensus or what the community thinks, then there's more of a discussion to that needs to happen. But him as a person, just like any other veteran, underneath all of that drama that's in the stuff I call it, doesn't matter to me. It matters to me. It's important for integrity, right? For us to have the most, especially because it gets written into history, right? Whether you believe it or not.
And you knew Rob. He was your team for a little bit, but he was
cool shit to me.
Yeah.
He came to Team 10 and talked to us when I was there, to get to specifically to my troop. And we had, like I said, a bunch of our Team 10 guys went to Dev Group into Silver, and that's the reason why I landed there and was really happy about it. That was partly because of him. So not talking about the current Rob O'Neill in his state now, but as an operator had a great reputation as an operator and is still a hero and a veteran and in the Brotherhood. And that's just true. So now it's a different layer and a different thing to talk about how people decide to go about telling their story. And yeah.
All right. There you go.
David Hookstead, our man, says,
David,
Chris.
we're just talking about David.
Chris and Brent, As Tier 1 guys, what part of training teaches you to fire up a stairwell at targets you can't see or identify and then proceed to do nothing after the fact? Just want to keep my skills sharp.
David, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. David,
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
David, you know too much.
Challenging.
You know too much.
What training? None, Dave.
Soli says, if the U.S. went to war and enforced a draft, should men who avoided be punished? How, if so?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Chris, I'll let you go first.
I think there has to be some consequence to that. That's just avoiding it, Yeah.
I believe in Vietnam, it was jail time. You served jail time for it.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
get arrested in jail.
There's a reason why we need that during certain times, whether you disagree with the war or not, is it's part of our system and it's the honorable thing to do. There's guys that have given up careers intentionally to volunteer to do that. Professional athletes.
Yeah.
I think that there is a certain value that comes with at least having men serve sometime in the military. I don't know if it's necessarily the right thing to implement that, but for sure, when we need it, you live in the freest country in the world, and that's part of. It's always been part of military histories for civilizations with strong militaries.
I tend to go over the top with things like this, which is probably a good thing that we don't have a king and his name isn't King Tucker. And I realize that, but this is how I feel. Yes, you will get jail time for it, but I'll tell you why. You'll get jail time for it, and I would strip you of your rights to vote.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't answer the call when your nation needed you, well, you no longer get a voice in anything we do. But here's why I'll say that. I get it if you don't believe in it and you don't want to go to the front lines, you don't want to fight. But there's plenty of other jobs. There will be men that have to go, and there will be men that will be hurt, and then go be a medic. Go save people's lives. That you don't. There's so many other jobs you can do, and in that way, that's your own little protest.
Yeah, go be a nurse.
But go be a nurse. Do something to serve, but
Yeah.
you're going to serve.
Yeah, we are in an entitlement and privilege phase to think that everybody can have so many negative opinions about our systems to the point where we really can't even improve it at all, until we can at least agree on our core baseline values.
But I also think that, of course, it happens. History does repeat itself, but every time there's a skirmish, it gets overinflated about a draft. There's no draft that's going to happen.
I was about to say the same thing.
What's that back there?
Because you hear about all these influencers and all these people on their podcast talking about the draft. The draft is still a volunteer army. The draft is only there just to
Right. We're not
drafting anybody tomorrow.
Right. We don't need to draft you to take care of Iran.
Just the fear in that question shows how much fear there is about it at all. But you have such strong opinions about the wars and the wars.
Keep
But
talking about the draft.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
settle
as soon
down.
as we say
We
it,
can.
you're
We're handling Iran just fine with just a small percentage of our military
it's
pressure.
not a war. It's a conflict. Everybody
doing just
keep
fine.
calling it a war.
We're doing just fine.
there's levels, and we're not close to that level.
And I'm not saying that's why he said that. That comment.
I just looked over your shoulder and saw, hey, Chris, are you going to sue Brent Tucker?
I see you wrote that.
No, it depends on how he edits this.
Fair enough.
Or not.
Fair enough.
No edits.
Something tells you that was from Phil at Human Performance TRT. Thank you, Phil.
I love Phil. Yeah,
If I don't get any free TRT and stuff, then yeah.
We can, depending on how I edit it, we can, and that you're acceptable with it, we can work that out.
I welcome the draft, Brent. I could use a vacation.
True, we're too old. They're not taking us.
No, we
What
can
do you
do it
guys
again.
think? Would you, if there was a war and you were 18, how would you feel if you had to get drafted and go to the war?
Well, I don't think I really care.
All right.
Like if I'm with my friends, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
There, you know what?
You'll make new ones.
No,
Yeah.
that's about the most. That's the most
pretty accurate.
insightful thing that you can say.
As long as my friends go.
Right. I mean, you can say it with a younger voice, and so it sounds, and people say, "Oh, what does he know?" or whatever. Guess what? That's my answer. That's what we did. We went with our friends, and we had the time of our life.
Yeah, when you're 13, I mean, they're running around you guys are running around, you don't even know it. Like, I didn't realize playing soldiers and laser tag and stalking each other. You're already kind of doing it, at 13. What was your question? Sorry, Brad. I thought he had a question.
Ethan, you get drafted, you going?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be throwing grenades.
I know what we're going to call you. I'm going to give you 50 of them. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I can't help it.
Oh man.
Call him 50 Cent.
I hope people
let's
watch
see.
the interview.
Just another 11B says, what did the signed Robbo book say?
One. I'm not mad at him for it at all. I think it's funny, but I wouldn't have, asked Rob O'Neill to sign a book for me and then like show it on the internet and be like, I got Rob O'Neill to do this. But one of our Patreon members bought his book and asked him to sign, to Brent, which he did. But in fairness, Rob caught it and said, from the guy who actually killed Bin Laden, and then proceeded to put the page number and then highlighted. When you go to that page number, it's highlighted about how he alone killed the greatest terrorist in the world, which is funny because you already said that's actually not how it happened because you lied on a debrief. So now I'm confused on what your story is, and something tells me I think you are too.
Well, aside from that, I like that it was a good sport about it, kind of like UFC fighters before their fight go back and forth, and then have the battle.
Did make me laugh. Speaking of your kids, you ever see those social media posts where the dad or the mom like comes home in a hurry and they're like, "Hey, I gotta fight this. I gotta fight this parent, but he's bringing his kids too. He's got 2 little boys. Like I need you to come with me and just see their reactions of. Have you seen those videos I'm talking about?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
and see what they say, what they react.
All right, you tell me if you did that. What is each one of your boys' reactions?
I think Ethan goes, "Who's driving?" Like the town,
right?
And I think Braddock goes, "Who's driving?" But give me a little bit more information so I can help make an intelligent decision about it.
Calculating it out, right?
Yeah.
What's my opponent's age? What's his height? Just knowing he wants
How
to
high
know
are
what
the walls. What's his weather?
what's he getting into, so he can mentally prepare for it.
Yeah,
I get that.
Come up with a contingency plan in case
And both are solid answers. Speaking of your boys, you mind getting the Cad Caddy out and driving them up here for me?
Oh,
oh, Max.
We're getting one of these.
Max. Nailed it. All right, Drew, what do we got next?
Let's see. We've got Soli says on tour, SEALs put second to none above their door. 22 SAS put none above their door in response. What's your funniest time serving?
Do you know what they're talking about? I've heard this story before.
they say
Second to none.
Do you know? Do you get the? Have you heard that story, or do you get the reference that they're talking about?
I know the context, but I can't think of the story in my head, like a specific story to that.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious, and that is pure British humor. Like the British are just funny. For the SEALs to put second to none, and then for them to put none, to be like, well, that's who you're second to us. I think that's
they are none, so we're second to them. Yeah, I got you.
It's just hilarious. I'm trying to think of some of the the funniest thing or banter between, like, when I was on a dive team, the Halo team was always our arch nemesis, that they wanted, that's always the dive Halo team's always a thing, going back and forth. But I can't think of anything like really funny that we did to each other like that. You got any team wide shenanigans from one team to the next? There's always teammate to teammate, sure, but like team to team, maybe.
Teamed SEAL team to SEAL team.
Whether it be SEAL team to SEAL team, or just
Absolutely.
or this outside of your 4-man team to the other 4-man team, whether it scales up or scales down.
I think the prank wars got pretty epic, and I like intentionally didn't get involved in a lot of those. Like a really good one was we were in green team, and some of the cadre that they started to know where we were going to go, what teams, and they were like, "All right, we're going to start messing with them." And one of the funniest ones was like DJ, and
Was he in your green team?
yeah,
Or was he?
yeah, we had a great epic green team. I was locker mates with Dave Fagio in Blue from Blue, who he passed away from a brain tumor after a couple deployments that just developed really fast. But cool story. His daughter works at my cafe now, Gold Star. I got some Gold
really?
Star kids. It's like I got so emotional when she came in to do that and was like, "Yeah, you don't even need the application. You're hired."
Man, I actually know that story because when I was contracting with DJ, he told me that story. Just
Yeah,
super
and that
sad.
guy was
Super
amazing.
sad.
So his team pranked him, knowing that like, hey, he's a stud in the class, top of the class. He's coming. We're gonna mess with him, and like set up a booby trapped crash attached to his locker, so that when it opened the pin pulled and it just went bam and just like deafening explosions.
Yep.
And it was in a shoebox, so it was it was like safe, like it contained the crash, but it was loud. The cadre came running down, and we were all in fear for our lives. Like, what was that flash 80 all about? And are we all getting shit canned, or just that locker? Whose locker was it? DJ? Oh my god! And in the cadre, obviously, were tuned into it and came down and played along. Like, what the fuck was that? Who was that? You? And he was like, oh, he didn't do anything because he couldn't hear anything. He's like, but it was an epic, welcoming that, hey, you're welcome in. That's how it starts. Another one was like at Team 10, I think one of the other troops that we had a rivalry with going on, like inflated a Zodiac inside of somebody's locker, which is so impossible to get. Go deep, get in there somehow, and it probably took like days to figure it out.
Yeah.
So inflating a Zodiac inside somebody's locker is pretty epic.
I love it.
Shredder bombs.
You gotta want it.
Like get the shredder, the giant shredders in every team room into a huge trash bag and just go spray somebody's entire locker with adhesive spray for targets, and then just thrash open a shredder bomb, and that's dirty. It doesn't.
There's a fine line between funny and come on, guys, that's too much.
It got overboard.
For sure. But that's who the guys are. They don't know anything else.
Everything's extreme.
Right. Exactly. Braddock, did you have something?
I was just gonna.
Yeah, swing it over. What do you got, brother?
Ethan's friends are like in the chat, and they like.
Who's your friend? Who's your friend in the chat, Ethan?
Easton and Dennis.
Easton and Dennis. I'm assuming they're your age.
Travel baseball mates.
Travel baseball. Do you do travel baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can afford travel baseball.
We get a discount because he's such a good catcher.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a.
Awesome. I'm glad you got to say their names. That's awesome, and I'm glad they're watching. Heck yeah. Your story reminded me of probably the worst prank that was ever played on me. It was on the white side, but it was inside my team. I was dropping the Browns off to the Super Bowl in our fob, and we had just built this really expensive latrine. Had all tile, nice showers, nice stalls, and I was sitting there in the stall reading a home improvement magazine. They send you the most random magazines, overseas sometimes. So I'm reading this, and something goes off, just boom, and my eyesight's a little blurry. My hearing went out. I thought we got hit by a mortar. When my eyesight kind of comes back and I look down, I see, and there's smoke all over the place. I look down, and there's a flashbang. Someone had hit a flashbang, hit it, just snuck it underneath the stall, and it went off on me. Ooh. I wasn't real happy about that. It hurt because everything was so hard, like the tile and everything, like nothing sucked up that
Oh my
noise.
God, you just reminded me of the most epic SEAL team prank that I could ever think of.
I was so mad about that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take from your story, but yeah,
No.
I would have got mad.
Yeah, not happy about that one.
You can go into more once it goes into more of a personal lane. It's like it can get nasty.
Oh, I'll finish that story off. I was certain that I knew it was. His birthday was like a week or two away.
Yeah.
And so around like 2 or 3 a.m., I went to his room in the middle of the night and I threw a 9-banger in his room.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. they kept that from me really good for a long. I just found out a few years ago who it really was.
Guy.
And it was one of the last guys I've ever expected.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a quiet guy.
Was he trying to be validated or impress somebody by being
No, that wasn't him.
Just,
No, he was an absolute stud, a quiet stud that needed no one's validation. He just decided, I'm going to mess with Brent today, which is why he was my last pick.
yeah, maybe that's why too.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, the most epic prank. I'm still really best friends with the guy. I worked for his company when I got out of the Navy as a contractor, and he's a defense company. And super smart thinking, kind of high intelligence type of dude. He was the oldest guy, one of the older guys in our buds, like already in his 30s when he went, right? So did an enlistment, couple deployments. We were in Iraq. We had another troop come out and with us on that deployment to help out, kind of like an exchange. Is he good?
Yeah. Max, go upstairs. You're done. You're done. Tell him he wants a TREAT and he'll run up there, that fat boy.
Max wants some attention.
Yeah, he does. I don't know what his deal is.
Good boy.
Nice, Drew. Nicely done.
So another troop came out. They had a really bad prankster. He thought he was the master prankster. And so in between missions, he decided to go, we're on like orange. So we're like, we're doing time sensitive targets and we're like, okay guys, you can kind of chill until it ramps up.
Okay.
And so take a nap. Sneaks into his room, pepper sprays him right, and taps him on the shoulder. He rolls over, pepper spray. No. And he comes out of his room. He's like vomiting and just mucus from the eyes and he's just he's like pouring milk in his face and it's just bad. Yeah. So and I think they had something going on, and so his words to that, and he recorded it, was like, I'm a thinker, not a doer.
Okay.
Right. And so he really set the course for his own demise with that one.
Yeah.
So they were then tasked to rotate out and go to another AO north of Baghdad. So they're going to go do some ops. We're still working on Sadr City. And so Cameron, being more of a, he goes, I'm a doer, not a thinker.
Okay.
So Cameron took that and goes, well, I'm a thinker too. Right. So he doesn't like retaliate immediately because he had a couple of days after that. So he went and did a recording that he showed all of us when that guy returned back to the camp. He goes, hey, I need to show the team a video. And this was after he had rotated back to his own troop in a different area. Okay. Hey, guys, I need the head shed. Everybody in there on this. It's a brief for the whole team. Play this video. It's going to be epic. So we're all in there, including the prankster guy, right? Puts the video up. Cameron goes, shows the video of him getting sprayed. Mm-hmm. And I still have this video. It's awesome. And he goes through the video. It clips to him working out real hard, getting real sweaty on the elliptical and different workouts, real hard workouts. And he goes over to his room, and while the prankster dude is out, and he was a more senior guy, like a couple platoons more, goes into his little toiletry bag, finds the toothbrush, goes into the little Clue restroom, and just like cleans his balls with his toothbrush, right? And he's like showing close-ups, picks out a couple little, dingleberries, and then ends it with a and spits on the toothbrush, and then goes over and and then colonoscopies himself with this toothbrush, and places it nicely back into the toiletry bag. Yeah. And then it clips to somebody who had helped, basically, when the guy was brushing his teeth next, videotaped him just fully brushing his teeth with the toothbrush. And dude, the way that this room erupted, his plywood ops room,
Right.
like almost collapsed. Yeah. It was the most epic payback.
When you cross that line, there's no stopping it.
He
That's
never
the
did
problem.
anything. He didn't do any
No.
more pranks after that.
No. It wasn't a super chat, but I'll bring it up. And I believe Nick, I didn't catch his full screen name, said, hey, let's see if I can find it exactly what he said real quick. But any input on DJ being a turd, and so with talking about DJ Shipley, and so I'll allow you to to give your opinion on that.
No. He was a stud in our selection, top of the class.
Yeah.
When you go into your separate squadrons, you don't see each other much if you're on opposite schedules too. So we would rotate in and they would rotate out. So, but no, everything I ever knew or heard, another top of the class guy that's doing great things out there now, Dan Luna, we're all tight. And I went and worked for him for a little bit. Before I went and started my own things. And I actually had to go back to those guys and go, man, I understand what it takes. And I was like, on a path to my own thing. So I apologized. It was not really working for the company as opposed to like my own path. And he was like, yeah, it's all good. And I understand it was tough, but I understand, and has helped me personally a bunch and in the team. There's things that happen in the team that I know what they're trying to talk about. And
I'll tell you this real
where
quick.
there was like his exit from the team, I think was like maybe there was some disagreements going on or whatever. But like I had a thing on my exit from the team where I popped for Valium because I was getting addicted to opioids to try and to do work, and also developed a little addiction. Well, I had a captain's mask for that, and lots of the guys in the team turned against me. Not a lot, a few were like, "Yeah, he's a turd," but the head shed. And the guys who knew me from my own team, not the other troop,
which is what
were
matters.
like, he's staying,
and
sir, we recommend you dismiss this, and then he did. That was Rich Davini was my CO, and he's a great friend still. So that's my answer is no. He's a great reputation as an operator, and was always the best. And
I'll tell you why I gave you an opportunity, even though it sounded like it was going to be controversial. If you gave any other answer, I'd be surprised. And I'll tell you why. Because even though it was post-military, I worked closely with DJ on several contracts. And you know who people are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I worked with them enough to know who DJ was. And you know who turds act. They don't change. They don't change who they are just because they get out and all of a sudden they're a good guy now. Like who they are is who they are. And DJ was a great guy. I hired him several times to work CQB contracts for me because he was really good as an instructor and he was a really good guy. He was. So
those internal team dramas and dynamics is part of the game. So it's just that's my answer to that for sure.
Not surprised. All right.
And then that was just, I know his true intention now too is just helping people, just doing good for the world, doing good things. And that's the intention. So we had a conversation before. It's like, Sean was a good example, DJ's a good example. You're always, if you go succeed and reach certain levels, you're going to have a core, like a collection of a club of haters. And that's a good sign because a lot of people are with you when you're like the underdog on your way up. And then when you they perceive that you've kind of like made it or associate with you some kind of mainstream, like, if I succeed with the ice cream and we become a known brand, I might develop a club like that where they're like, well, he's mainstream now, so F him. And piece of shit.
It's that punk rock
go
mentality.
Dig up all the bad things and your mistakes and all your things.
What is all the chats? I don't know about it. They're talking about DJ abandoning his kid or mistreating his parents. What is it? I don't know anything about that stuff.
Here. I'm gonna take this for a second. No one knows really about that stuff except DJ and his dad. And I'll caveat that with I really hate to see this because I did watch it a little bit. His dad's coming out and doing some videos to say, hey, this is the truth, and let me tell you what's happening. And that may be true. Or his view. I should say this. His view may be true, but there's three sides to every story.
Yep.
And I can say that I know DJ enough, and I hate it. So DJ has two options right now. It's either ignore it, and be above it and be like, hey, I'm not going to get distracted by that. And you're damned if you do, and if you're damned if you don't, or address it and get into this bicker with your own dad. And I just hate it. Those are personal life stuff, and I don't think personal life stuff. Don't get me wrong. There is a time. There's a point that personal life stuff does bleed over into your professional life, but generally speaking, I like to keep them separated if it makes sense.
There's layers to everything, and there's some deep layers to that. Now, being a father with my own sons, I know, as a father, some of your own stuff carries over if you don't resolve it, right? And I don't know the deep details. What I know is that, like, even though I thought I'm right now, I think I'm doing a good job. There's some things they're going to be unresolved about later that, as a father, I'm going to have to bring myself to apologize for. And if I can't do that, they then could choose to carry on that until forever. And then, the saddest story to father and son stuff, or even a lot of family things, is realizing that you could have resolved it long time before your last breaths, and when you do it, if you don't, then you don't have time to do it anymore. Yeah, that's probably a really terrifying feeling.
Now, I'll say this: I'm saying what I know. I don't know everything, and if I were to get some more information, maybe I'd have a different, a different view on it. So I can only speak to what I know, and I'll never act like I know more than I do, because I don't.
I've got my own personal things that I know. I don't live in fear because I know that I'll get through those things. But there's some things that it's up to me to choose not to talk about, But if somebody, like I said, when you win, just like politicians do, they'll go dig up as much as they can against you to try to get you, and you just have to deal with those things and not live in fear. Right. And I think that's what he's doing. And what I'm doing too. I have things too.
And in complete transparency, I said I don't know everything that's going on. I don't call. I don't pry. But occasionally, every now and again, I'll just text DJ, because
good.
And I'll say, hey, awesome. I know you're busy. I don't need a reply. I just want to let you know I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're crushing it, and I hope it is. If you ever need anything, give me a call. Till then, just keep crushing it.
Yeah.
And and usually he replies. Sometimes he doesn't because he's busy. I don't reply to everything too. And sometimes he'll text me. But those are the conversations we have. I don't call DJ and be like, hey, what's up with you and your dad?
Who does that?
I just don't.
Yeah.
But again, what I do know of him, he's a really good guy from what my experience with him. So until I find out information, that will be what I know about him. Anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
What else do we have?
All right, Human Performance TRT says, hey, it's Chris. Are you going to sue Brent Tucker?
Oh, I got that one. Yeah.
It's Chris.
Depends on how he edits this live, and if he doesn't give me a bunch of free stuff.
I'm not mad at that answer. I think that's fair.
Let's see. Sully says, is it possible for vegan ice cream to be good?
Yes.
Would you sell or buy it?
Yeah.
Interesting question.
Yeah. That's tough. We keep several 4 or 5 vegan non-dairy flavors, because the thing with ice cream is, I've got to pick a lane with the brand. We're starting as a full milk fat indulgent ice cream brand.
Okay.
And, we're going to have certain influencers of the world out there that are, trying to divide the ice cream world into like these better for you. Oh, only real ice cream's only milk, cream, and sugar. And you're like, no, it's not. There's like all kinds of real ice cream. And, inclusions can add to the label. There's certain, vendors and places I can source as the newer brand coming in. Then our goal is always to be to improve by 1% every day, right, until we get, the perfect formula. But I can't, there's no game to even start if I don't start. So our goal was full milk fat ice cream, awesome flavors, story and history and travels behind it, culture. We do all kinds of specials and cultural flavors. We got ube ice cream. We did mango tahini sorbet, and people are vibing and loving it in our cafe. And then we want to also have a couple gluten-free. We want everybody to love the ice cream. And so
Yeah.
the point is when you come in, you know, I'm going to be seen as a certain way because I was a veteran and people will try to align my values with conservative, whatever they want to do. I just refuse labels generally. But in my cafe, the culture that we keep there is like, the point is, it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. I don't even care if I deeply disagree with you and what you are. When you come in here, you leave all that behind, and we agree to leave it behind in that chaotic world of stuff that's going on right now. And this is just a communal place to eat ice cream and be happy and have some joyful moments. And you just let it go, just like, you know, you let it go. And people are doing that, all kinds of different people.
Yeah.
So
I get it. It's not that
working.
serious. It's
Yeah.
ice cream. We're here to have a good time.
We got some vegan flavors. You don't like it? We got plenty of other ones too. I'll put bacon in there, steak, you know, whatever.
Exactly. What else we got, Drew? Is it is going to pop up for you? If not, we can go to a video real quick. If it'll do it.
What are you guys laughing about over there?
Did
You're laughing
something
at me.
weird here.
All right, just go to a video. Just real quick. Break the monotony just a little bit. Another
I
super
think I
chats
embarrass them sometimes. Yeah, super chat.
Let's go to that first one. I remember this one.
And I came across this gym right there. New Hunger Games districts announced. Which one you taking and why is it 3? Is there honestly any argument against District 3? Because I can't think of one. The rest of the country's cooked. Honestly, I think even if you take the firearms away from District 3 and let the other districts have them, I'm still taking 3.
Still got you.
What do you think? Hell, I ain't wrong. You know what? I was just
Heck yeah.
Chris, got a question. Where are you from originally?
I say Monterey, California. We moved around a lot in the military, but I spent the most time there and graduated high school. you
Okay.
know, all there. And
I love
kind of
that.
identify with
I love that
Monterey,
because that puts you in a different
I
district.
put him in the, what number was that?
Yeah, I didn't
Yellow.
see it. Right. So, given that, do you have a rebuttal to District 3 taking it?
Was Arizona in there? Arizona's pretty cool.
Arizona is pretty cool. I don't think they have the population though to do it. But yeah, Arizona's pretty cool.
I think that if you could,
And of course, Northern California is legit. People always forget that California isn't
that's
all
right.
California. Northern California is legit.
Yeah, that's right. My grandparents, we were in Monterey. That's a little bit more northern. You start going up into Napa Valley and places, all kinds of cool vineyard owners there that are more, like,
Right.
I don't know what the word is, but if you could associate like a mental health score to any of those regions, like California is kind of low right now, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's pockets. So, like I said, dude, if I could have some, dairy farm with cows roaming around in Petaluma, that's like Napa Valley for cows someday.
Right.
But in the meantime,
You can't because they'll tax the crap out of you.
yeah, in the meantime, it's just not fun there. It's like beautiful weather and places kind of ruined by just not much fun and exacerbated problems that can be solved, much easier,
Man.
pretty easily, honestly.
I'm telling you, last time I was out in that SoCal area, I actually got even more mad at California, and I'll tell you why. The trees, the weather, the landscape, beautiful. One of the most gorgeous places like we really have, and it's ruined by politics.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I'm like, man, if we could swap, I will give you this nasty 100-degree humid weather and swap for California's weather any day of the week.
Yeah.
But the politics are so bad. It's an easy decision.
It's just a
I hate-
bad vibe all the time.
I hate that they did that because it's one of the most beautiful places. Like it really is. Until you experience it, you can hate California all you want, and I understand why you do. But go experience it, and in a weird, it'll make you more mad because you ruined this paradise.
Yeah. I still go there, and I remember like good memories of going to like Fisherman's Wharf in Monterey, getting sourdough bowls. Like I'm a total foodie.
Yeah.
With sourdough clam chowder. That all has like been boarded up, and in San Francisco
no.
too, because homeless
why?
people you have to walk over the homeless crowd and go through these. And I'm not judging anybody, but it's a terrible experience to do that, especially with kids and all the, the vulgarities and just the scene of it to get to it that they all had to board up, when I went there last. So it's just like all the nostalgia of what I grew up with there. It just is like not there anymore. So I still go to certain places and I like it for a little while and for like a visit, and I'm happy to come back to, you know, my home, my house, you know, in Virginia. And yeah.
Drew, let's take it over to the bro cam on the couch. Well, what's so funny, boys?
He's sneezing in the mic.
To sneeze? See,
no,
I knew it was a
no,
sneeze,
sniffle.
a fart, or a burp. You know, it was going to be one of those.
Back when life was so simple.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any farts over there yet.
Yeah. Magnet.
His beard absorbs it all. Can't smell it. It's a scrubber.
Yeah. When are you boys going to start growing your beards out? It's about time.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Love that answer. Okay. All right. Drew, there's two types of people in this world that don't have beards. Who are they?
Women and children.
Correct. Correct. So get that beard going as soon as you can.
Some women do.
Some women do. There's always anomalies.
Just an observation.
You boys can come back anytime you want.
That's it.
Well,
We have a lot of super chats, boys.
All right, let's go. What do we
We
got?
have a lot. We're
All
going
right,
to have to run through them.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Flowback, thank you so much for the love. Solely1234 says, can you be vegan in SEAL Team 6 and Delta?
No.
You just can't.
Just
you
wait
can't.
till after.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like you got to fit in, and you know, there's things that wish I didn't need to do so much of, but you know,
Right.
like that's one of them. You can't like.
Yeah.
you can't
You'll
do that one.
never be respected by the team. It's just
And every time you do something wrong, it's always because you
Right.
don't eat meat.
right.
It'll
Exactly.
always
Yeah.
be that.
They will wear you
And on
down.
deployment, I just think there's not enough.
Not enough
even
to sustain
first
you.
Class 1.
What, you bounced the check? Oh, you should eat more burgers. You know, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
even stuff that's nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
That's how the boys roll. All right. The real Justin says Jizro, the super SEAL, is disappointed when he's not picked as the meat gazer for the unit random UA.
Oh, your analysis. Okay. Here's what's crazy. You know, speaking of books that have an agenda, there. Oh yeah, you can take the cat caddy back.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah. Oh, you cutting me off?
Might be cutting. I don't drink much, but
The
cutting me off.
is he's talking about how like guys of the unit were all druggies and they were finding ways to get through the urinalysis or not getting urinalysis, all sorts of things. That is so crazy. I got urinalysis all the time.
hair follicle.
Right.
You can't.
And the guys that do that are support guys that have very specific instructions.
Yeah.
And they're watching you. And you're
Like I said,
not getting around it.
I agree. Context, and at that level too, you can't. I had mine because I was towards the end of my time and was just trying to. Honestly, I like we had underways that weekend. I pulled my back out and was like, dude, I need to take these so I can go to underways. There's no calling in sick, or like any other person in the Navy or military would just be like, that's an opportunity to not go to work. I don't need to go climb.
Exactly. You're taking things to go to work.
So they're almost like PEDs that, if guys are doing it, it's because it's to sustain operating, not to have fun getting high
And like most
possibly
things,
pop on a thing.
it doesn't pass the common sense test. You think all these guys are coked up, running around the house, shooting bullets next to their buddies' heads at a high level, and like, get out of here.
That comes from some of the crazy stories of specific SEAL teams or platoons that got away with it on like deployments, like the Philippines or other places where it was just easily and readily available, and they made bad choices, got rolled up, and then those stories expand into the whole generalizing of everybody else.
And but even that story proves, guess what? They got caught, they got rolled up because it's not acceptable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that you even know about it proves that it's not acceptable, or else you'd have never heard about it.
Yeah, no.
Now, what else we got, Drew?
Right Wingnut says,
Yes.
Chris, 2 questions, Chris. When's your book coming out? And where can I get some of that ice cream? Thanks for coming on, bro.
You're welcome.
We talked about a book on the recorded, didn't we?
Yeah, on the interview, we went through that because I'm having fun with the whole, street culture vibe of like comparing SEALs and Delta Force and how many books and how many things. And it's coming out next week now. Actually, I just picked up that Andy Stump one. It's great. I think he's coming to Virginia Beach next week. I just got invited from Ironclad to go hand out some gift certificates and
nice.
merch and cool things, and he'll be there. And I've never met him in person, but
Andy's a
the
great
book
dude.
is good, man. And
Love to hear that. So that's exactly what I expect from Andy.
Yeah, and another friend of mine, Dylan Kivo, is putting out a lot of content right now that's like, dude, if you do business and stuff, it's like, doesn't matter who you are, these kind of concepts is like, that helps you. It establishes your story, and dude, there's libraries and bookstores full of books, and so it's not out of always, it's the way you do it, like I said. So
Exactly.
the very select few rare cases where guys are doing it just to be,
Right.
attention or their ego, whatever, is like, if there's a purpose behind it and a purpose behind the story other than just the book or the story, there's nothing wrong with that. And if there's more or less of any other, so
I call them look at me books.
yeah,
If you're not doing a look at me book,
yeah, and those ones aren't bestsellers. The ones that have some depth to the story are, and that's why his is. And anyways, mine will be like, we'll see what happens when we launch, and if we get on some shelves with the ice cream, especially in 2027,
Nice.
and I find some level of that, the next thing will be some kind of cool, travel, a traveling story of ice cream with some recipes.
Where do they get that ice cream, Chris? Where do they get it?
Soon we're launching for shipping. Just give me a little bit more time. We're working out the logistics. BeFreeIceCream.com. The new website is under development to align with the launch of the brand, so that the cafe will be in there still. And then, of course, my store in Virginia Beach. It's a bakery, coffee house, and ice cream cafe.
all right.
Cool. Sully 1 2 3 4 says, do you think most veterans find civilian life harder than combat? How can US make this easier?
Yeah. I don't know if it's most. I think it might be most. Yes, because depending on how much time you spend, combat is hard at first, just like anything else, and then you actually get conditioned to it and starts to become your lifestyle, and you actually get comfortable, right? So when you leave that, it gets really uncomfortable in the world outside of that little tiny bubble, and it's all about like figuring out that was a given purpose for so long that's just there. You never even really have to think about it. It's just there, and then when you don't have that anymore, that's the game. Who figures that out? It takes everybody different amounts of time. Some people don't figure it out, and that's the sad thing right now, that we're all trying to help in that cause, especially the guys that do seem to figure something out with that and find a way to understand what their purpose is now. And you know who those guys are because they're succeeding. They're doing great things.
The best way I could describe it, and almost doesn't make sense, but it's the best way I can do it. Combat is hard, but simple. Life is easy comparatively, but complex.
Complicated, yeah.
And complicated.
Agreed.
And so, I love combat. It was simple.
Absolutely. So simple. People were simple too. You're around other guys that were selected to know that, and now you go to the real world and like, holy, oh my God, there's just all many different layers, and you got to learn discernment. That's what you got to really learn between people.
Sully says, did you face enemies which impressed you with their courage,
good
skill?
question.
SEAL Team 6, Andy Stumpf said some enemies fought head on. He was like, holy fook. He respected them.
Yeah, definitely. I think we got in a couple of engagements with guys that we later found out, like, man, why were those guys so hard? Like Chechen fighters,
Yeah.
They came down. In Somalia, there were some guys that, I don't know if it was because they just didn't, if it was courage, but they just stayed. They stood their ground when they were just completely overwhelmed for, and then for a while.
Yeah.
A little while. And other than that, and the Iraq and Afghanistan, not as much. I don't know about how you guys were in like Syria and different areas like that.
I'll tell you, ISIS were committed.
ISIS,
ISIS was committed, and so I think that's where you get, the Chechens committed. Yeah, when you get people that are really committed to the cause, you'll get some fighters that'll stand up and send it.
But there's some fights we got into, some hard fights, and then you get in and they throw their guns down and pee their pants, and you're like, that was.
And it's even more frustrating when their leadership, who you've heard conversations of them browbeating other guys below them for not standing their ground, and then you're like, all right, well, let's see how you do, because we're coming. and then they're the first one to give up their gun, and I lose all respect for that guy. Like you're
like, this guy was an enforcer in this town, according to the intel. He lopped off a couple heads, but he pooped in the helicopter.
right? Yeah. You're real bad when you beat up on innocent people, but when the boys show up, you threw down. You're the first one to throw down your gun.
Yeah. And you even find yourself thinking, I think, man, what if I get rolled up somehow and POW and different stuff, like even those fighters that got picked up by my old team, the fighter jet pilots that ejected.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And you're like, the one was moving for some time, and I was just imagining, man, what does that feel like, and thinking about that experience.
And you don't know until you're in it.
Yeah, how would you behave? You know what I mean? You think you'd be courageous, but I think I'd like to realize that when through the selections and the things that we do, that you can sustain a different mindset to where you would deal with
chances are
some
higher.
Shitty situations.
It's never 100%, but chances are higher.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got, Drew?
Brian says, are you still doing the Tongo ambush episode?
Yes, that one is taking forever. I really don't want to do it by myself. I really would like someone who was there, and at some point I'll have to if we can't line that up. But I really want to do that one.
Bacon Forge says, how long before Jizro crashes out over this episode?
I hope not, but I do know this. We got some more stuff for the lawyer. If it has anything to do with him, he watches my episodes. I don't watch his.
He's a fan.
He's a fan. I appreciate that.
Dylan Robbins says, what's the biggest difference in development group and Delta?
Ooh, that's a good question. Chris, I'll keep going. There it is. I'll let you take the first swing at this, and we'll see if our answers line up. Or I'm curious what it is. What's the difference between ST6 and Delta?
Here's a difference, and my great friend Kyle Morgan can't stand when we barrel nod. We do the barrel nod, and you guys just kind of nod and go without moving the barrel. That's one big major difference.
Okay.
And I'm grateful I've learned both. So if I can go train with both and go, what do you guys, so that's just one small nuance, but it will drive guys crazy because that's what we do. And and of course you can talk about the way kill houses are set up different and things like that. But I think for sure, even internally to each unit between the 4 different teams, there's different personality traits. And those change over time. Same thing with the unit as a whole. There's personality traits, and we're at the beach in Virginia, and you guys are in Fayetteville, where there's nothing but like trees and dirt and brown colored stuff.
You're right.
So you guys are like more stoic and serious, I think, personality wise. And we're more, maybe we have more of like a playful personality because it's all beachy and sunny and like hair gel and stuff like that. So, there's many more differences in how we operate, but you talked about that funny SAS Brit question earlier. Right. It's funny because they were like, but both units were designed off of their structure, I think, right?
For sure. Right.
And,
for sure.
So that's kind of like student surpassing the master kind of thing. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about those guys. But,
they'll say that.
Yeah, when you can snatch the pebble from my hand, you'll be ready. But there's definitely differences. I think that the general public's more interested in the personality traits type differences than the way we actually operate, which is very much like McChrystal said, like Alex said on his thing. Like you guys are more similar in this unhealthy rivalry than different. So I'm gonna show you why.
Yep,
and put you together in exchange.
I agree with that.
Sully asks, is jungle environment hardest to soldier in? 22 SAS guys say this. 22 SAS. Eddie Stone said, if you can soldier in jungle environment, you can soldier in any environment. Agree?
Everything I've read about. I've only done a little bit of training in jungle, and it was miserable.
Yeah. I can't say I disagree with that.
And I think that anything that I've ever known about Vietnam and some of that fighting, those UDT and Frogmen guys and you guys, yes, I'd say the answer to that is yes.
Especially when it takes away a lot of technology from you, like triple canopy jungle. The the ISR that would normally be telling us where the enemy is.
Yeah.
You're not getting that inside scoop.
Dude, just
like
the
it takes away some
environmentals.
of your advantages. So yeah, I agree with that.
The being wet for that, that long, the heat, the humidity, the environmentals, the
Bugs.
nature,
Nature. Right.
It's a lot more toilet paper
I
available.
can just imagine. I'd much rather be in an Arctic environment.
We talked to some SOG guys. I interviewed them on my last podcast that were doing cross border into Laos and Cambodia, and they were dealing with like king cobras.
Whoa, dude, yeah.
They were dealing with like when they would do their run or rod. They would do a rod because they couldn't walk.
Yeah.
They were doing a run, rest overnight, because they couldn't walk during night. Like they had to do during the day, which is the opposite of us.
Yeah.
And like having tigers circle their
God.
encampment, they'd only find out the next day where they see the paw prints.
Yeah.
Add the environment into the jungle on top of everything else. That's a whole nother animal.
In south of Mogadishu, we did this ambush. We were doing these ambushes on these guys that were camped out in the open, and they'd build up thorn bushes around their encampment to stop these terrible, monstrous hyenas from getting in. And in our camp, there was a time where one walked in and someone like was up in the middle of the night and was like, ah, and dude, these things look like demons. I can't imagine tigers and things like that. Like, there's probably been some stories of that.
Yeah.
What else we got? Drew.
Sully says, hardest enemies to fight and why? Would that be similar to the other one?
I got this one. Hardest enemies to fight and why? Your own military when they don't completely release the dogs of war.
Yeah.
That's the hardest enemy to
Military bureaucracy.
That's right. Yeah.
fight. Right. And I'm not saying we had to deal with that a whole lot, although we did it to some degree. But holistically, if you let the American military loose,
Yeah.
game over.
Yeah, we get and that's we've lost the point of war when we do it's a conflict, but or since World War II, all of them get drawn out because we can't figure out decisively what to do like right now. So whether you're on the side of just getting it done, on the side of like full action of the military, get it done decisively and as violently as possible, which actually will save lives in the long run, and you commit to that. We're already talking, and then the side that's like, well, we shouldn't be there, and there's all these. It's fine to discuss all of those. I like those conversations, but the point being is that it's already happening. Just the point that you can't figure out what to do is drawing it out longer.
Hard retard says, Brent and Chris, what is your personal record for most pull-ups done in one go?
Sure.
Who is your money on between Drew and Magnet for most pull-ups?
Oh, he's my brother. I'm gonna give it to Drew.
I think I did 30.
But and I already know you are. I'm a strict pull-up guy. And 30 was always my goal. I never got 30. I'd get 27, maybe 28. Never got 30.
I think it was in Green Team because of the advent of the human performance program that guys like me, DJ, guys in our class went through, and there was a handful of us, and we were kind of the first ones to get to go do this. We're like so optimized by this guy, Sean Holes, that was running it. He ended up becoming the strength coordinator for the Eagles later.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the way that we did it was like, unlike what we would normally do in selections, like we peaked a couple weeks before and didn't do really much.
Right.
And then we went to the test. We like blew it up
that's
on the
awesome.
first physical test day of Green Team, and we all did really great. That was the one time I did 30 pull-ups that day.
Nice.
Magnet's got me beat on the pull-ups. The only thing I can pull up into the drive-through pretty good. That's about what I do.
Hold on, Magnet. Swing it over to Magnet. What's the most amount of pull-ups you've ever done at one time?
2.
I know, and this isn't a hit on you. It's everyone's built for something different. You just don't look like you're built for pull-ups.
It's
is what I'm
2
saying.
for those that didn't hear him in the
Pull-ups, I
mic,
just
2.
can't do 30.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
200 pounds now. Maybe when I was younger, I could do a bunch more, but
Yeah.
200
I wish we
pounds
had a
is lot
pull-up
to
bar.
pull.
Ethan's a stud at pull-ups.
Yeah,
Like,
I
think
was
you did 10
just
or
about to
12.
go to it. Ethan, how many pull-ups can you do?
Like 25, 30 minutes.
Get out of here. Now is no time to go Tim Kennedy on me. You already started talking about grenades, and now you're going to do this to me? Look at me again. How many pull-ups can you do?
For real. Like when we did that one competition, at Easton's house. How many did you get that time?
I think 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Solid. Double digits is solid.
Yeah,
Braddock.
12 solid.
In fact, it almost gets harder. Like when you're a little bit younger, you're a little bit lighter. Like it's working for you. Like it goes like they're a little bit easier. They get harder. They get easier again as you work towards them.
Yeah, he's got that wiry body. Braddock's a little bigger.
Braddock, what do you got? How many pull-ups do you think you could do right now?
Maybe 5 or 7.
5 or 7? That is respectable. It doesn't sound like it, but I'm telling you, there's so many people in this life can't do a pull-up. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, what else we got, Drew?
We got Brad Freeman says, I'm in the field planting all day and need a beer. Which team would successfully extract me a 12-pack from the shop the fastest?
Solid question. Solid question. I'll tell you something that I think you guys do a little bit better than us, and it goes into this, because I think you'll need this for quickness. I think and we've proved it. We're definitely good enough to do the job. That I'm not worried about. But I think you guys are a little bit better than us holistically at jump operations.
That's good to know. I haven't. Yeah, the jump program they really have taken seriously over the years.
Yes,
with all of the contracting, the Red Bull team and the Flight 1 guys, and I know you guys all have that too.
Right.
Yeah. So if it was a hey-ho, with that being said, it's still close because, like I said, in that jump course I went to, there's a lot of great guys in that course that helped push me through. But holistically,
if you think about it, like our good jumpers are going to that course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, we don't have bad jumpers.
Yeah.
You can put us anywhere in the world, we'll get there. But I still think you guys, like if it was like a jump competition, that I think you guys would edge us out. I do.
I think the command made a good decision to invest in getting the air subject matter experts into as many possible courses in wind tunnel time as possible, so that they're like super extremely comfortable, so that on the average air operations guy, if that was one of your quals, is like an upside down wind tunnel guy that can just flying squirrel around everywhere and is just comfortable with all kinds of things, and he has all the quals that you can get.
Although this isn't me trying to walk it back. This is just probably me trying to justify why I wasn't as good as some other guys in my squadron. But I've never had to sit fly to target. So
Yeah, exactly.
I never understood why I needed to be that good.
I will only say because when bad things happen,
that is the argument
ability
for sure.
to get out of it.
That is the argument. Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. What else we got?
So he says, Chris, what would you say to someone struggling mentally? I know you've had your own demons you overcame.
Good question.
Oh, that's very broad scope, but I would say if you have the ability to even say that you are struggling mentally, that it's time to think about what is causing that on a level that's deeper than just the addictions or the habits or the things that you do that make you feel shameful,
Yeah.
And then you have this insecure arrogance about it because, nobody knows that you actually do feel that sort of shame and guilt for those things. So instead of continuing that on and feeling like, man, I'm disappointing everybody, but you're angry about it, what's underneath that? What happened? What are the things all the way back to your childhood that you're not happy with? And at least be really honest with yourself to admit those to yourself. It don't have to be anybody else, and then figure out solutions to that. Because now there's there's tons of solutions to that you don't ever even have to really tell anybody, but you can go put the work in to resolving those. And then all that other shit on top of that just starts to dissolve.
All right.
Brent, Jennison says, a couple weeks ago, you said real men don't need to look at their speedometer to know how fast they're going, and you were absolutely correct, and it's wild.
Thank you.
LOL.
Thank you. Speaking of that, let's. I know we got a ton. We'll get through them. Let's go to the next video, just real quick.
You guys are doing a good job. I'm proud of you.
Almost there.
I want to talk more.
You want to talk more? I'll get you. I'll
Yeah,
get
me
you.
too.
Hold on. We don't have to see this.
I'm
All right.
almost there.
I'll think about some questions.
Bring it back out to where it's just us and just make sure that we are good. I'm just waiting to see it.
They're saying we're back.
All right. All right. We're back. All right. You guys want to get back into this? Let's get back into this. All right. Drew, bring up Instagram. Scroll down a little further. I'm gonna find it here in a second. Oh, let me see toughness. I think it's toughness right there.
Hey, hustle up, kid. You're good. Hustle up, kid. You're good. Let's go. Way to wear it. That's in the two.
Spit out his tube.
Spit out his tube.
That guy's
Look
dead.
at this
All right,
little
that's good enough.
legend.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
All right, you're taking a baseball to the face. You spit out a tooth. You running to first base?
Yeah, I gotta touch the base to be safe. Yeah.
All right, staying focused. Staying focused. Braddock?
Yeah, I'll probably go to the base, and then like my teammate will come and bring me something, like put
Like
it
your
in,
tooth?
and,
Like your tooth?
Yeah, like
Like
call
bring me
timeout or
something.
something, and then go back. Super glue or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
super glue or
that's what I'm
something.
talking about.
Okay, here's my next question.
That's my boy.
Look, I'll tell you why I love that question. But let me tell you what I hate about the current NBA, and everyone my age does.
Oh, yeah.
We got some floppers. We got people that are flopping when nothing hits them. Yet this is why everyone loves the American hockey team so much that won the gold medal. Because my man took a stick to the mouth, lost a tooth, never left the game, stays in, hits the game winner. You know, like that would have LeBron would have flopped like a soccer player on that.
It's become a sort of an entitled culture of flopping. That it's just the throwing the head back drives me crazy. I used to love the
sure.
NBA. I used to love it.
I know. What are your thoughts on flopping? Is it getting the job done and doing what you got to do, or
Stupid.
you don't respect the flopper?
No, they look like noodles just jumping on the floor. Stupid.
Noodles jumping on the floor.
Yep. Also, Brent, I have a question for you. What's your NBA team?
The Orlando Magic. I'm always a home team guy. I'm a Orlando Magic. Drew, let's go back to IG. That we went with that one. That actually wasn't the one I was looking for, but it fit. It fit, especially when I found out he was playing travel ball. Keep the other way, because I saw all those.
Did you see that one recently?
Stop for just a second. Let me read that one. This one. This is what I want.
There we go, kids.
Pay attention. Pay attention, everyone. All right. You watching that?
Honestly, I think they were
Okay. All right. This is it's always dangerous when you're dealing with kids because they're a wild card. They're a wild card. All right.
I told him to be honest.
But I trust his family enough. We'll start out with Ethan. Worst punishment you ever had, and why did you get punished?
Probably sitting in my room for 2 hours
Why did you get punished?
because I was cursing.
Oh, yeah. You know, I remember the first time I cussed in front of my dad. I dropped something in the kitchen and I let it slip out, and I looked at my dad in absolute fear.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me and goes, and just kind of shook his head. I was like, yeah. He knew. He knew I knew. And my dad was a pretty hard nosed guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe he didn't do anything about that. You're a little bit older, Braddock. You have a few more years to do dumb things. Worst punishment, and why did you get it?
All I can remember is like getting my e-bike taken for I think 3 weeks or something.
That's a long time. 3 weeks.
That's a good one.
What? Hold on. That's half of it.
Whoa.
Now you gotta. What'd you do,
I don't even remember.
Chris? Do you remember?
I think I remember.
It was mom that punished me.
Mom's
okay.
punishment. Okay.
All right. Oh, hold on. I got a question for you. For both. Who's harder on you, mom or dad?
Dad.
Dad.
No
How
hesitation.
about you, Ethan? You're the baby of the family. You think it's still dad?
Mom.
That's funny, dude. Dude, I know they do the cursing because unless we stop, I'm trying to get our whole family to stop, but I still do. But Kyle Morgan taught me like I got to do 10 burpees every time.
Yeah,
and that's a good way. But now it's just trying to teach them the right context. When and when not to.
That's right.
That's Braddock just got a ticket for his motorcycle from. He got pulled over, but doing wheelies and stuff.
Court date.
You got a court date?
Yeah.
Oh man, that gives you street cred though.
It was a little unfair.
That gives you some street cred, does it not?
It does give you, you get some street cred for that. Yeah, and he was just getting from A to B on that one.
Yeah.
But we have a huge problem where we're at with the e-bike gangs of kids.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, there's ones
they
that
ruin it for everyone.
Throwing rocks at the cops and getting out and vandalizing and harassing adults. And so he's not on that group.
Yeah.
He got rolled up.
I hate that. All right, back to the super chats.
So he says, was Row for Delta Team 6 fair?
I never had a problem with it, and I never felt like I was restricted to do my job.
For a while, I think that, and then there was a point where just in Afghanistan, it started to turn into really restricted ROEs. You have to bring a certain number of these partner force guys with you. That can get dangerous, and it was like, that was around, I think, like 2012-ish or something, and got real frustrating and more dangerous. Hey, it even got to the point where in Somalia, against like legit Somalia ISIS guys, they were like, you are just going to take them up to the last point of cover and concealment.
Right.
And they're going to go do the target. And that was tough to do and more dangerous. And especially if they go help them, it got weird. And
that's where it gets dangerous, because if they screw something up and get in trouble, now you're entered at a very bad point.
Yeah. And it just became this hopeless attempt to convert them into Navy SEALs and actually, even in reporting, go exaggerate how good they are. And that was really, that was partly, helped me on my way out to go. It's just, I did what I came to do, and for multiple reasons. Time to
I get that.
Joe Saunders says, honest question, no jokes. After you both do work, then read press about it later. The writing weren't there, but they pull the Monday morning quarterback act. Does it bother you?
Yeah, I
Thanks.
believe the writers weren't there, so is what I'm thinking he's trying to say.
Yep.
You ever have that happen to you?
Yeah, all the time. Iraq, not so much. It seemed like more accurate reporting somehow. But for Afghanistan, I don't know how they would, what their system was for the U.S. publications and outlets to get their news. But it seemed like they were getting it from Afghan news and Twitter, and whatever those people said was what they reported. And you're like, dude, that was not a school. Yeah, that was not a mosque. That was. And we have all the intel to prove it, and we're operating. So, but once they say it and do it, and don't verify it, it just, that's how mainstream just got really, real bad.
There were two things that are always super impressive to me, which was, one, how they could write a story and it not be well vetted or very true. I'm like, okay. But the other one was sometimes like how true it could be. I'm like, whoa, that was pretty accurate. Yeah, where'd you get that? Yeah. But the problem is, because it's so all over the place, like you as a civilian, because you don't know which one is true or not. You don't know. You can't tell. You don't know which one to believe.
There can be mistakes, but we had a really high level of intel and layers to it. Multiple agencies and intel. It's just not nearly as inaccurate as they wanted to portray it.
Brent, we doing a commercial break this week?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's do a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We are more than makers of steel. We are brothers in craft, bound by purpose and forged in pride. Every blade we shape carries the weight of the hands that built it and the hearts that will wield it. Brotherhood Blades stands for those who refuse to quit. The protectors, the workers, the doers. We forge with integrity, we carry with pride, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who live by the same code. Brotherhood Blades, forged in freedom, carried with honor.
If you've ever been to any of my tactical training classes, then you know how adamant I am about the use of white light and the importance of a quality, high-powered, tactical light. That's why I use cloud defensive tac lights. You can't hit what you can't see, and neither can the bad guys. Clearly identify your target and simultaneously overwhelm his vision with hundreds and even thousands of lumens. Get serious about defending yourself and your family. Go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code Tier1 to get 30% off your order. That's right, 30%. You won't find a better light than this, and you won't find a better deal than this.
Revenge is an act of passion. Vengeance is an act of justice. Injuries are revenged. Crimes are avenged. Almost a century ago, big pharmaceutical companies re-engineered medical school curriculum and faculty with one goal: putting profit before progress. Anyone pushing back against the medical matrix they carefully crafted was threatened, silenced, censored, financially ruined, or worse. They are the problem. We are the solution.
You're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons. You're clear to engage with weapons.
Talk about here for where easy is.
Here at the Tier 1 podcast, we're excited to have Tasty Gains as a sponsor, a company with values that aligns with ours. I take their products every day, 3 times a day. And if it wasn't a product that I didn't take personally and believe in, and a company with integrity, then they wouldn't be sponsors on this show. Creatine helps the body produce more ATP, which is an energy molecule that your entire body runs on. It helps improve your physical and mental performance in all aspects of life. Let's be honest, creatine powder sucks to take every day. With the creatine gummies, you can take them with you anywhere, and they taste great. Every batch is third-party tested, so you know you're getting exactly what you pay for. Go to tastygains.com and enter the promo code Tier1, that's Tier, the number 1, and get 20% off your order.
Whew. Well, back guys, just got done doing pull-ups. So got back down with that break. Hey guys, I want to invite you guys to go to frcc.shop. We've got coffee on sale like crazy, okay? We've just slashed our prices on coffee. If you buy 3 bags of coffee, the bags are only $11.99. And our 5-pound bags are pretty cheap too, at only $12 a pound at premium Brazilian, organically grown, perfectly roasted coffee. So check it out. Also, brand new is our sweet-tipped, vanilla-flavored Charlie and Alpha cigars. They're right there on the homepage. You check it out at frcc.shop. They are unique. They're like nothing else. I gave one of those cigars to our cigar guy that works with us from Nicaragua, and he said, Drew, there isn't another cigar that tastes like this. And he said it in a good way, guys, so don't start thinking bad. So yeah, it is a very good cigar. Check it out. If you don't like cigars or you haven't had cigars, you want to get into it, maybe check these out because these things taste amazing. And back to the show. That's you, Brent.
Oh.
The big show.
Oh, this? That's just a grenade lighter.
just a grenade lighter.
That's all that is. Drew.
Do you have 50 of those?
Yo.
You only need one.
You only need one.
You only need one. If you use them right, you only need one. All right, back to the super chats. We'll do a few more, and we'll head back over to some videos to talk about, because we got some shark videos, and I got some questions I want to ask.
Zulu Whiskey says, what's up, boys? Our non-green team, SEAL Team 6 members looked down on, like Clint Emerson and Chris Beck.
Oh, putting names
Just
to
some
it.
name dropping tonight, you know? Golly.
Oh, Chris Beck.
Speaking of sharks tonight.
I see what they did with
Oh.
some of those names.
Okay, I see that.
I wouldn't say looked down upon. It also depends on
or that's why,
the person,
or that's why they're looked down upon.
It depends on the personality of the guy, but I think that
True.
You've talked about this recently. I think I saw you. It can't happen without the support, right? And very important. Different squadrons have different personalities towards those guys and the way that they handle them, kind of like you do. You know, I handle different employees different, I guess. but they're assets, and so no, they shouldn't be looked upon. But if they are assholes, and they got to be put in place or whatever. But I think that it is important to delineate the difference between selection guys and support guys. That they have their own little versions of selections that they. I agree. They all tend to call them green team, but like it's not green team. It's just their version of green team. And so I don't mean that in any kind of like demeaning or condescending way. It just, that's the truth.
Here's what's unique about, I think, what you just said. Even though we were very nice to our support people, I also agree with you. There needs to be a delineation between operators and support. And good support guys, you never have to remind them of that. They know that, and that's. So you don't have to make the delineation. People who understand reality do it already naturally, and everything works the way it should work.
Yeah, like a good example, they start wearing their patches. You start wearing your patches. And you're like, it's not because of the patches. It's because what it took to get those was even more than just the selection. Because there's more after that to earn those patches, and so just make your own version of that. That's different from it for your guys.
Yes.
Brayton Medlin says, when I was overseas, I smoked little acid cigars, and my PSG pulled me aside one night and emphasized to me, flavored cigars aren't cigars. Out of respect for him, I never smoked a flavored cigar again.
I love those acid cigars.
So the truth is, that's true and that's not true. Flavored cigars got me into cigars. Flavored cigars got Drew into cigars.
Fat Bottom Betty.
Now it's like anything else. Like, hey, guess what? Zima got some guys into drinking. Right. But you have
lattes got some guys into coffee.
Exactly, but doesn't mean that's where you need to stay. So I don't look down on them. If you're a beginner, I'm like, start somewhere. And that's what I hate when people.
I started with the acid too.
Right.
I started making fun of you when we were at Chacha. You started smoking the acid. I'm like, ugh.
And I'll tell you what. After graduating and smoking good cigars, and every now and again I'll have an acid, and it actually reminds me why. Yes, they're I wouldn't say really bad, but they're bad cigars with a flavor on them, and I'm like, now I get it. Yeah. But at the beginning, you don't know that.
Yeah, but if you like acid cigars and you like Drew Estate, Fat Bottom Betties, and stuff like that, and Sweet Rose, oh man, the FRCC Sweet Charlie is gonna knock y'all socks off. All right. Says, Chris, good to see you on the podcast. This is Alex G. Says, question. When you were with GBRS group, was it ever talked about what happened when Slade left or got the SWAT team called on him by the other members?
Yes. I experienced some of that going on while working there, and that was tough because I'm friends with all those guys. And to this day, I'm friends with all of them. So I support all their things. I'm glad that it's kind of worked out for both sides. They've both found a lot of success in the things they're doing. But when that happened, it was tough to understand because I was not an entrepreneur yet. And now that I am, I understand things from a different level. And yes, things like that can happen. And there's levels to that. But it was a tough moment because we were all teammates, and but it's tough to say too that like people go like it's not personal, it's business. Like that, business is personal. It's your livelihood.
Right.
It's your livelihood. Yeah. So there's a reason why it got as difficult and challenging between them as it did. But I understand. I fully now understand more of the truth of that situation. Yeah. From both perspectives, because being friends with both of them. So I can say there's things that both sides could have done better and things that they did well. But what they did do is they finally, they found a way to move past it. So
yeah. And it goes back to, and this isn't me just like not having a stance. This is me. I will have a stance. If I have a stance, I will tell you. But it goes back to kind of what I said earlier. Like there's 3 versions to every story.
Right. Exactly.
And sometimes that just fits.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sully says, did infantry guys, especially in early GWAT, some call it GWAT, have a harder time than Tier 1 and other SF? I've heard 22 SAS guys say this who were infantry before.
Yeah, I think it was really hard, a really difficult environment, especially daytime stuff, and with the IED threat being their number one, the bad guys' number one tool against us. Those were very effective, especially against infantry guys. And so that's one thing I also talk about, or that I think too, when we talk about the differences between soft and conventional and units, is that imagine this, like, because of the gravity of the way that we operate, the selections it takes to get there, those are hard, you know. But imagine being deployed for like over a year, you know, that like those guys do. And you know, what's that one movie about that where I think that Tobey Maguire, I think is the guy that's in it.
Restrepo or
oh man, I can't remember right now. But it's about a family dynamic. He comes back and his brother, you know, ends up with his wife.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
No,
Yeah, he was.
Was that Jake
the brother.
Gyllenhaal? Yeah,
That's a good one to talk about how difficult that life is, and how being gone for like a year at a time deployed like that is not easy at all. I can't even imagine that. Our deployments, my longest one was 7 months. That's tough. Then 4 months, you know, but we went on faster rotations, but the length of the rotation is difficult if it's that long.
Dad, was it Jarhead? I think that was,
Might have been Jarhead, yeah.
yeah, with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Dubs War
I'll figure it
Room says, concerning the draft, if a guy doesn't want to be there, if his heart's not in it, I don't want him next to me or watching my back.
In a draft, you're gonna have to accept that if you're there's gonna be guys like that in a draft.
Yeah.
You have to figure that out.
Human Performance TRT says, Chris, you can give me a call and we can work out the video edit.
You know what's funny is I've been on this detox program, this deep detox by this guy. This guy, you should look him up, Joshua Massine, and I'm like the second stage in on I did like the full gut detox, the liver detox, and I feel like $1 million. My testosterone has already. I did labs before this thing, and the labs like last week. My testosterone's gone up, and I stopped the TRT just to do this detox and see. It's like,
what are your numbers at? Do you remember?
So I think when I was on the TRT, it was staying around 550 to 600, and we were kind of staying level there with it for the last few years.
I hate to hear those your numbers on TRT. That means they were pretty low.
Yeah, and I think before
Depends on
that, it
the
was like in
dose
the
you're having,
300s or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
And
not what you want.
my dose was small, like like half a milliliter a week or something.
Okay.
From down
Right.
from one, because when I started to do 1 milliliter, I was starting to get like symptoms like that I didn't want, like acne and shit like that. So I was like, hey, I need to dial it down. So I stopped that. And it's staying pretty consistent around in like 400 to 500 from afterwards in these detoxes, and just kind of changing a little, changing some things. But man, it's incredible. I would really recommend it. It's tough too. So once I realized it was a challenge, the first one I did on his program was called the 5-day resurrection. It's a 5-day fast.
Oh,
And the first day and a half is really hard, but by the third, fourth, and fifth day, I felt amazing. Like I could just keep going with the fast. And once that gut, like 1.5 pounds of this stuff just comes out, that does these enzymes that's part of the program, kind of dissolves the mucus plaque. I'm telling you guys, look it up. You'll feel amazing. I'm a believer in it now, and my testosterone's going up.
Yeah, I did a 3-day. All right, let's see. Buff Like Jesus says, Brent, you need to acquire a Omen Nightmare from Nemo Arms, because everyone, including Just Another 11 Bravo, needs a 300 Win Mag pistol.
okay. All right. I will Omen Nightmare from Nemo. Okay. I do like Nemo, so we'll see. Obviously.
Chamber says, where does Chris stand on soft serve? Just kidding.
We don't make any, but when we do, it's going to be called soft serve.
So off serve. Nice. Nice.
What was the first flavor ice cream you made where you thought you nailed it, and it was that your starting point for building out the other flavors?
It was the first flavor that I sold any ice cream. The first time I sold any ice cream, and I used I was like, man, when I launch this, it's got to be something epic. I had just been pretty confident about my formulas, and I was like, that was a weird feeling to go, I don't know if anybody's going to like it. Might suck, you know, the style of ice cream I want to make. And it was a strawberry shortcake flavor thing with some white chocolate bits made from the strawberries from the farms right down where we live at in strawberry season called Pungo Farms. So it was made with that, and it was my first sale, and I think we knocked it out of the park. And I used my wife and the boys as taste testers for that to go, is this would you buy this? And they both loved it. So it's
personal opinion. Your favorite flavor
of all time.
Do you have one?
Yeah, right now my favorite flavor of ours is this. So I got a guy now, and he is a wizard. He's a natural talent at flavoring ice cream. So he's learned how to make it based off my formulas, but I haven't made ice cream in a while now. His name's Tony. He's great. He's going to be part of the brand with me and has the personality for it, and everybody in town loves him. He's a great dude, and I trust and believe in him now. It's been going great. So he made this flavor, a new coffee flavor called Boots on the Ground, and it's just been crushing and selling out. It is like a shaken espresso coffee flavor ice cream.
Okay.
With brown sugar. So brown sugar shaken espresso ice cream, basically, with toffee, chocolate covered toffee pieces in it. And I've never had anything like it. It's great. So that's my current favorite flavor of all time, mint chocolate chip. So my version of that is Millie Mint Cookie Chip. And I named that after one of my teammates that passed on the deployment after I got out, Kyle Milliken. And the proceeds from that flavor when we launch it, and there's a little story of him on the back of the package that you'll see. Proceeds from that flavor will go directly to the Milliken family.
Love to hear that. That's awesome. I do. I love that.
Thanks, man.
Sully says, thoughts on U.S. stance on Iran, Ukraine.
And we'll go a little bit shorter with the answers and try to get caught up on these because
we got a long ways to go with the super chat.
Okay. All right. Lightning round.
Thoughts on U.S. stance on Iran, Ukraine.
Two different wars, but
yeah, Iran, I'd say lots of layers. You can fuss about the reasons why we go to any war, but there's always going to be layers. Some are going to be political, some are going to be resources. So for sure, it's an advantage for us to have control of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, when everybody wants to go talk about alliances with Israel and all those kind of things, I agree with a lot of those things. We need to not be sort of pushed around by them and what we commit to. But you got to consider all the layers on why we're doing that, and not just pick one lane to form your whole opinion about. But it does need to be done. If we're going to do it, it needs to be done fast and quick, and it's already stalling out, and that's not good.
Yes, I agree. I think Ukraine was a Europe problem, and I really wish we'd have stayed pretty much out of it and just force Europe to deal with it. And Iran is our problem. I don't mind dealing with it, but I don't want to see it stall at the same time.
Yeah, and there's
Dusty Go Tiger says, always here for the lives and any pods Brent's on, and watch everything Chris does also. So this is a real treat. Thanks, fellas. By the way, Chris, you cloned those boys. Yeah, they do. They look like them. Drew tossing you an easy one. WWJD, what would Jews do? I mean, Jesus do. Which was a Jew. Alex G says, so Chris, did Rob kill UBL? Brent and Chris, when clearing a structure, are constantly switching from safe to fire or just clearing without going unsafe?
First part, I believe.
For the $4.99 super chat.
Yeah. Me and Brent can have different opinions, all good, but I say yes in combination with the other guys that put hold on him too.
That's not a different opinion. I'd in combination with the other guys, sure. Yeah. I'd get down on that.
Yeah. And then let's see, clearing a structure, constantly switching from safe to fire. Yes. Definitely different in real combat than training because of, the safety of where you're pointing everything, but combat's a whole different thing. But that's why we train so hard, because you have the confidence to be on fire when you need to and when you want to. So yes, but definitely, yeah, but I'd probably be on fire more in combat than on safe, like in training.
And if you want to know the first part of that question, you'll have to see his episode when it drops.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Nice, Drew.
All right, Sully 1 2 3 4 Australian SAS Joe Hotai said U.S. general told them we haven't got means to take POWs. After big firefight in Iraq, they had Iraqi POWs and tied them up and left. Would SEAL Team 6 Delta do same? Is it ever right to kill POWs? Told them you haven't.
Is it ever right? It's always tough when you talk in
Right.
and what's that?
Absolutes.
In absolutes.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of variables in life. Life is complicated. War is complicated.
I'd say generally we want to be the good guys. and not
Correct.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, though, we're the good guys.
Yeah,
And we strive to be.
like even when we talk about collateral damage, you're like, hey, I want everyone. Like, we don't practice killing women and children for sure, but the bad guys, they don't practice that shit. I don't think there's rules. They use it. Our values against us.
But women and children, they do get killed in war.
They can, yes.
Even though that's not the target. All right, Alex G says, Brent, did the panos work? Are the digital ones a viable option for the money?
I talked about that earlier. They do work, and they are good for the money. They're not cheap. They have their benefits. They have their negatives, as anything would. That now, don't get me wrong. If they cost 20 grand or higher, I'd be very hard on them. They're 4K compared to what they could be. I'm being. I will be fair with them, but yes, they work, and I'll do an episode absolutely telling you all the goods and all the ups and downs about it.
Fire Dog says, love Thursday nights. Wife is shopping for me. Sonny Marbury, our boy, lineman. Brent, what's the chances of your beer surviving a round with that kit on? Nice to see y'all on this fine Thursday. Side note, Magnet, I'm hunting a Milwaukee hot dog roller that I posted on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon's going to be happy with me. I'm coming out with a tactical hot dog t-shirt.
Are you really?
Nice.
Yep.
That'll be a cool t-shirt.
I want that T-shirt.
Very small chance of it stopping a low power 22.
Do you want some lemonade, Brent?
If you can get it back here, keep working it.
But it can stop a Utah 30-06 though. All right. Holy Fook. Chris, where did you learn to make ice cream? How do you decide what flavors you come out with? Can you make a dark chocolate orange flavor with chocolate chips?
Hell yeah.
If you remember Swenson's from past.
That sounds delicious. You remember those little, yeah, I did it. Nice driving, dude. You remember those orange chocolates that you like, they look like an orange and you break them to get the
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what it would taste like, in my opinion, because I loved those. But I learned how to make ice cream at Penn State. And there's an ice cream school that's been there for, I think, like close to 150 years. Some of the founders of different brands, Ben & Jerry's and stuff like that, they went there. That's where I learned. So I self-taught in childhood and recipes and things, and then I made it official through there, learning the science of ice cream. So that's where I learned how. And then the years after that, doing my contract work, I just was developing my formulas, taste testing around the neighborhood, and figuring my style of ice cream out and you figure that out by solving problems of things there's ice creams out there. What's missing from brands that I want? How do I want the ice cream? And that's how I did my ice cream.
David Hookstead says SEAL Team 6 and CAG are the pride of Tier 1. Brent, what's something you think SEAL Team 6 does incredible? Chris, what's something you really respect about Delta Force? Unstoppable together.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want those two units to start looking at your network. That I'm assured of. I said a little bit earlier. I think they can edge us out in the jump world. If there was like a unit wide jump competition, unit wide, I think you guys would edge us out.
I think that utilizing
everything else.
Yeah, maybe everything else. Like Ranger elements, their cordons, the way that they contain the target, as they go assault. I think that they're just maybe better at that. And yeah, just the way that they operate collectively with that, and individuals, just great.
Six's mom, what's the one place you've both been that you just hated? We're like, nope, I don't like it here. The situation didn't have to be bad, just the area. Aloha from Kauai. Don't
Good
try,
question.
Drew. Haoli la hanao, Brent.
All right, what do you got?
I got we did a mountainous op was great experience, but it was also some miserable moments up in this mountain in Somalia where we got approved to go for like almost a month, and sleeping in. I mean, it was over 100 degrees at night, and lots of mortars landing every night. And there was, we were in a bowl on the low ground to where the enemies were at, so that didn't feel good. The worst part of it though was strategizing a way to get into my cot with a mosquito net around it, caked with a blanket of mosquitoes every night to where you couldn't even see into the cot, and then killing the ones that got in, so they're not on you, right? And then figuring out how you're gonna make your way out of that in the morning. It was disgusting.
Yeah, mountains. Mountains suck, especially daytime mountains. A lot of vegetation when it's bad guy area. It's nothing good's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Single wide Steve says, Drew, turn off the ads. Just got an ad for Roblox. Puke.
You guys are not allowed to play Roblox.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Soli1234 says, would you get Australian SAS Joe Hotai on your show? What did you guys think of the Australian SAS?
I thought they were good dudes. I did. I didn't get a lot of exposure to them, but the little I got, thought they were good dudes.
Yeah, me too. Anytime we exchange with them, they're always, But when you do exchanges, you're also trying to send your good dude.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that too. Right. Yeah.
Holy Fook says, Chris, who was your favorite non-U.S. unit to work with and why? Did you ever do an exchange program? Where in the world was your favorite place to op?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I never exchanged. I was probably too much of a liberty risk during those opportunities, maybe, or something. And you want to send your consummate professional. I just, mature guys. But I'd say the SBS guys that attach with us. Always awesome guys. A lot of them integrated into our communities. A lot of them even stayed after they retired and stayed around, and have some great friends from those guys.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking for one. Someone said I missed one, but I can't find it. Let's see. We'll do this one. How much did you guys sacrifice for your units, and was it worth it?
Everything.
Everything, and yes, I did. I sacrificed my health. I sacrificed my body, and I wouldn't give that up for the world.
Yeah.
I get to live the rest of my crippled, bad back, bad knee, bad memory life knowing that.
Yeah, and my family too. Guys treat that differently, but I was not one of the guys that was figured out a good way to balance that well, 100% on both fronts. So yeah, but I'm grateful for it. I wouldn't take it back because it's now the way it is now, because of that.
All right, Dwazi says, who has a nicer compound, DevGru or the unit?
I'm gonna say we do. I really do like her compound.
I think I agree
really
with that.
do like her compound, especially and here's where the kicker sways it. I like our team room setup, but I love that we got range. The amount of ranges that we have there just kind of sways it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. The way that it's set up, ours had an old side to it. It was kind of piecemeal together, and great facilities. And they've I know it's been improved on more, especially the human performance side of things and sustainability, kill house things. And but some of the ranges are older. I don't know if they made a lot of improvements. I do not like the current the team room setup. We like the way it used to be. They took sort of the team intimacy out of that and allowed. It was almost like these office spaces that anybody could just kind of cruise through. It's like we had a safe space with the operator team room. It's not like that anymore.
Cryptic Double X says, would you ever get any of the Vietnam SOG guys on?
Yep, got one on the last podcast. I will definitely have one on this podcast. Just a matter of time.
Dude, those jungle warfare stories would be awesome to hear. I love hearing those.
Love
stories.
them.
Gooch Parmesan says, good old Chris Fettes dude is out here cranking out cones. Freaking rad guy. Suck it, Brent. Love you, bro. Having fun on Thursday. Bacon Forge says, how about inviting some SEALs like Chris to join us at 50 for the Fallen?
Yeah, we're going to do a 9/11 Ruck March partnered with 50 for the Fallen, a nonprofit there, 9/11 at the memorial.
That's awesome. Yep.
Soli, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm down. Yeah.
Soli says, which unit in U.S. military has best bonds? How to replicate in other units?
What U.S. military has best
Bonding?
Like bonding between two different units or within the
Probably
same
within
unit?
the unit.
Like camaraderie? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a high level of camaraderie. And the reason why it's so difficult with the drama things is because it's like almost like a betrayal if you move on from that. That's what I felt. You know, not moving on from the Brotherhood, but the code that you live by.
Okay.
Why isn't Magnet feeding the boys hot dogs? What up, Slackster?
Because he ate them all.
Because Brent threw my hot dog.
Oh, we're back to that.
Oh, the garage
of course
hot
we're
dog.
back to that. Okay.
Portable.
All right.
Was.
Hey,
Sorry, boys. I thought they'd ask more questions. Sorry.
Chris, have you yet, or when are you going to take your boys diving?
I have not yet. That would be great. I'd love to take them diving. That also is stuff that I've kind of waited. Like, hey, when they start to hit that like 13 to 15-year-old range where they can really retain the safety information. Same thing with shooting. Like we're practicing in the house now with the Unit Solutions new pistol is awesome. We set up targets, and they're getting to that age now where like they can retain the safety information that I talk about and actually remember it. So I think diving will come soon. Like I haven't been diving that much myself. I think I've got my NAUI card still.
Yep.
And but that would be fun. And we really can. It's easy for us to do it where we live in Virginia Beach.
Drew, let's go to the Instagram real quick because this is a perfect time to come talk about this. Scroll all the way down just real quick. Now start scrolling up. Little more. Ooh, is it that one? It might be that one, the blue. Let's try that one, the blue water.
In the water. Man, you show me what you got.
Oh, he's got a fish. Who else wants?
Oh, shark.
Oh no.
Shark's just a little off on his timing.
Water. Man, you show me
Or
what you
maybe
got.
that's what the shark was going for. Probably not.
Yeah.
Going for the fish.
Yeah, going for the fish.
Darn.
Ooh-wee.
I wonder if he's
You still want to go diving?
That's different. I mean, you're spearfishing.
I
do
know.
that too, but
Spearfishing's a.
I thought you meant skydiving.
Oh.
I think you got to be 18 for that one, and I'm not current, so I'd have to.
Right.
Yeah, I'd have to practice a little too to go with y'all.
Speaking of sharks, you ever seen any sharks diving, Chris? You know, like doing SEAL stuff.
Yeah, we saw a couple different sharks, but especially when we were training, it was almost like bugs. They just we weren't fishing or spear fishing, and just kind of curious, and it is nerve-wracking. We were diving Key West, and so you see stuff. Barracudas were more scary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't see
like,
a lot. I actually don't know if I saw a shark in ours. We did a lot of training in Key West. Yeah, but barracudas for sure.
And I'd probably shit my pants if I saw a great white. I've never seen one. There was one that swam, got near us when we were doing that long 7-mile swim around the island.
Yep.
In third phase, we didn't see it. They just, were like, "Hey, stop for a minute, make sure we're clear of the great whites moving towards us, and then continue to swim." So, but yeah, barracudas suck because when they're curious, they get close and they're little, just the huge eyeballs just like looking at you, floating, and you're like, "Oh my god, get away."
We did get. I didn't see it, but we did get pulled out of the water for saltwater croc in the area.
Yeah, it's creepy too.
Let me tell you, those things. I think I'd probably rather see a great white than a saltwater croc because they're just so aggressive.
When we got the shark zapper tails, and when we started training in the pool and testing out jet boots and things like that.
Yeah, jet boots were fun.
They're awesome. Then we had the little zapper tails that attach to your belt, and I felt much better about being in the water at night with those, knowing that you had a little electromagnetic field around you with those little zapper tails.
What else we got, Drew?
So he says SAS guys said they did live shooting with people next to targets, even royal family, politicians, etc. Good practice?
No.
Is same done in SEAL Team 6 or Delta?
No, that sounds dumb.
No. Bush came, and before my time and did some stuff there. I think there's a balance to that. I think it's a good thing for them to see how good you are, to have an affinity, to that, and that connection. but it can't turn into a circus to where now you're just always entertaining them and doing the horse and pony
I thought
show.
you literally meant like downrange near targets that you're shooting at, you know, in confidence that you're going to hit the targets, and they're like if they're observing live shooting. I agree with
Yeah,
Brent,
that's
like,
how it's written. You understood it the way it was written. They're shooting with people next to targets.
I don't. Yeah, that doesn't. That
Even
just is,
royal family.
I don't know why you would need to or anything, and just like maybe it's cool. I've seen some people doing weird stuff online, but it's just dumb.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Chase Lee says 11 Bravo from the 101st. We got piss tested within every 30 days, even on deployment.
Yeah,
That's a lot. Yeah, and I felt like I got piss tested more in the unit than I ever did anywhere else.
me too.
I
And
got-
yeah, and hair follicle testing was like it almost felt like every couple of weeks at one point. When you were local, deployed, we had a couple.
Dylan Robbins says, honest question. I'm 23. I have 2 kids and I'm married. I've been with my wife since we were 15 and she knows I've always wanted to join infantry. I hesitate now because it's kids. What's your thoughts?
I say what I always say: live a life of no regrets. If there's a part of you that wants to do it, you can always think of reasons why not to.
Yeah,
but send it.
I say you need to and communicate well, and just help her understand that with that life, to be ready for that life. And
I mean you had kids while you were in, didn't you?
No, we didn't
Well,
have.
you got
the
them
kids
all. You got them all. Well, you would have had kids while you were in.
Braddock
still.
was born a year after I got to Dev Group.
Right. So you had kids while you were in.
Yeah.
So I had kids while I was in. Being a father and being in the military is a part of life.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There you go. You can do it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Ole Fuchs says, hey, Chris, why didn't you leave the JV team and try out for varsity at Delta? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah,
besides that, real quick, did you ever, because some people have, it's rare, but did it ever even cross your mind to be like, maybe Delta? Because you could. So that's an option for you. It's not an option for me. So that's the reason why I ask.
It didn't for me because, I ended my career short, right? But if I went a little bit longer and gained enough experience to have the confidence to go, hey, I'm going to get out of here, go through whatever the whole process is for that. Because I think the one guy that did, I can't remember his name's slipping my mind right now, the Team 6 guy that went to Delta afterwards. He had already gotten out of the military and was like, had the itch to get back in and was like, well, I'm going to go this route now. I understand that. And I actually felt that way when I got out. I was like, man, I could still do this. And then I would have considered it and gone, well, let me go this route because I already have the skills. I can go through the process and then go, their selection is open. Now it's not so typical. Like people think like it's like a Hollywood story. Maybe this has happened before where like an infantry guy goes, and has enough, capacity to learn, special forces skill set so fast that he keeps up with the selection course and then makes it. It's typically more like Ranger, or some, Green Beret or someone that's already had some special forces. And that's cool, I think. But people always argue that in the comments when I do the jokes about who's better, and they go, well, SEAL Team 6 guys have gone to Delta Force, but never reversed. And you're like, well, policy-wise, you can't. Yeah, policy-wise, you can't. Anyways,
yeah.
I guess maybe it would be cool if you did, if you could. Maybe I think I think it'd be cool, but I would have considered it when I had the itch to go back in afterwards, which is hard. It's hard to give that up. It's like Tom Brady retired 3 times, and so did Michael Jordan. You keep coming back because you want more. So yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Hard Retard says, what are your most important values to raise your sons to be strong men with mental fortitude, discipline, and work ethic? How do you implement it each day? What are your top challenges implementing those values and goals?
Thank you. Kevin Holland, somebody reminded me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Implementing goals. Sorry, can you say it real quick again, Drew?
How do you raise your sons to be men with mental fortitude, discipline, work ethic? And what are your challenges to that?
By example. So I realized the best way is by example. So different from what I was doing when I was in, and not, you only have so much time at home. So you kind of interrupt the flow that the wife already has going in the system. And that's hard. She'll accept it, but you're not there consistently enough to implement it. So you just kind of chime in, and that's tough. But once I figured out, consistency and fatherhood was like, you do it by example, and you have to live by your own example. So the things that I teach them, I have to do myself. So if I want them to stop cursing, I got to stop cursing. If I want them
Right.
to,
Yeah.
you know, respect women, I got to respect women in front of them. And if I want them to stop slurping on the microphone because they're bored, then I got to stop slurping on the microphone when I'm bored.
Well played, Dad.
Yeah, so by example is the best way. So you got to have the discipline to do that, you know, and you got to resolve yourself to do that. Because if you drink in and have addictions, that's how they learn. They catch all the things you're doing.
Yeah.
All right. I know I'm the one that got distracted. All right, back to the speed round so we can get through these. 'Cause I got a few more videos I want to look at.
So he says, girlfriend got me a hat and coffee from you guys. I love both. That's great. The boys at Joint Direct Attack Munition Factory like the hat too. If either of you have any cool stories about Joint Direct Attack Munition, we would love to hear about them.
JDAM.
You look that up.
I got a smartphone now.
Yeah. Oh, well, you would. You're a JTAC and with the SEALs, so you probably sent a few. Maybe
Sent a few. I got, you know, I am grateful for that. I'm lucky because I didn't realize that as a SEAL JTAC, we were getting after it, but I got lucky on multiple deployments, and including the one I augmented with Alex. That I got a lot of experience doing drops with different aircraft. So when I was with them, there was one target we were getting lit up on the way out that the troop chief that I was with was like, dude, they are crushing the back of the patrol, and you can't get to exfil on time. We need to drop 2 JDAMs on that building. And I was like, what? Yeah. I got
Can
the
do.
line, and it was like, we walked off as these things we did a simultaneous drop with 2 JDAMs, and it was this like amazing movie-like explosion. It was really cool. But, A-10s, A-10 gun runs, lots of AC-130, Kiowas with their, 275 Flechette rockets and things like that, Apaches. I got a lot of mix up of that, and it was great. It was a lot of cool experience.
Okay. Let's keep it going. Speed round.
Dwazi says, Chris, what was your nickname in the teams?
At Team 10, it was Billy, believe it or not. And that
Like, get your guns? Because you forgot your guns all the time?
Billy, because my gun case that I got, which was a handover, right, which is typical in the teams. You don't get your own new gun case or new guns.
Right,
They're
yeah.
hand-me-downs. Was whoever it was named Billy. So and all the older guys couldn't remember my name as a new guy, and they just started calling me Billy, and it stuck. And then and then when I redeemed myself on the deployment and got a couple of bronze stars with Valor, and redeemed that start where I got arrested and had the captain's mask and all that. It became Bronze Star Billy.
Bronze Star Billy.
Yeah.
All right.
The guys from Team 10 at Dev Group still called me. It evolved with them into William.
Oh, God.
They're classy. They're classy like that. Yeah. All right. What else?
What's up, guys? Mason Goodwin says, Brent and Drew love the show and the message y'all are putting out. Chris and Brent, what do y'all miss the most about being in SOF?
Deploying. Just easy answer.
Absolutely. Deploying the small percentage of your time that you're operating together, and those moments in between, where you're just enjoying each other's company, being the brotherhood.
Chris, did you deploy with DJ Shipley overseas?
I deployed not at Dev Group. We were on different cycles, but in Team 10, we did not operate together. We were in Iraq together, 2 separate areas of operation around. They were, I think, north of Baghdad, and we were in Baghdad.
Okay.
So yeah, didn't operate together.
So he says SAS and SBS have same selection. Should SEAL Team 6 and Delta have same? What should the selection look like if so?
I would say both units are doing pretty good right now with the process they have. So we're the best in the world. So why change anything we do?
I think that's good.
I say we are the best in the world, as in our Tier 1 units are the best in the world. So why would we change, or why would you change?
Yeah, it's like it works, and I think that a little bit of diversity in those selections is good.
Yeah.
Chase Lee, you got me cracking up over here, man. He says, so Burnt just talked me into doing pull-ups. I did 8 and remembered I was 42. I called out tomorrow.
Love it.
John Vincius, thank you, man, for the love. We really appreciate that very much. Took a shift of PTO to celebrate being 1 class away from finishing my master's.
Nice.
And spend Thursday with the Patriots voting for Stevie Ray Vaughan.
All right.
Voodoo Child as an outro song.
All right. Drew, do you know what PTO is?
No. The shift of personal timeout?
Sure.
Personal time off.
Oh!
I got it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Stevie Ray Vaughan what?
Voodoo
Okay.
Chom. Hard Stuck 2182 says, nerd question. Oh, Brent likes these. What would you guess is the reason the Ukrainian soft guys seem to favor LPVO with a piggyback optic versus EOTech plus magnifier combo?
Easy day. I'm not saying it's worth nothing, but the EOTech magnifier combo does not give you as much as you would think it gives you. It doesn't give you much, but sometimes all you need is a little bit, but it does not give you much. They're doing it because the area and the operation environment they work in, they need something. And LPVO will definitely give you something.
It's pretty durable too, right?
Absolutely.
T-Bone in the regular chat says, you don't allow Drew to have PTO, so of course he don't know. That's funny.
Tasty Gains.
Tasty Gains sups. Be honest, Chris and Brent, you wish you were good enough to be in Shadow Force.
I love those Shadow Force. The guy with the speech impediment. You know what I'm talking about on Instagram?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's getting bigger and bigger. I hope he keeps on putting out good content.
Me too. Is that actual Tasty Gains?
Yeah.
Guys, they sent me a box of Tasty Gains. I'm going to do my content, I promise.
They're the best.
It's sitting in a box.
I'll tell you, they're really great.
They sent us a box to try out. They're awesome. I love them.
Soleil says, Brent said Delta is best due to culture and ranges, which even SEAL Team 6 don't have. Thoughts, Chris? Do you wish to sue him for defamation against SEAL Team 6?
Yes.
Good question.
No,
Good question.
Have a pizza eating competition to set it up or something.
we had one of those earlier.
Joe Saunders says, I suspect Delta and SEAL Team 6 have secret clandestine barbecue and beer get-togethers.
Yep.
The bonus is you all laugh at our internet comments on who's best. Just saying.
Yes.
Because we know the answer. We can on the count of three, who's better? 1, 2, 3. We are. It'll never change. And I did that.
And of course stay that way.
And that's right.
And they agree.
Right.
We are.
Right.
They answered it the
Right.
same.
I wouldn't respect them if they said anything other than we are, and if they didn't truly believe it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Right Wing Nut, thank you for the love, man. Really appreciate it every week. Welcome to this week's episode of Dan Fields Arian Opines. According to Nick Fuentes, Dan was asking where to find Ben Shapiro to smoke him. I heard old Ben had some pretty salty security. Better stay home, do and read your Quran, turd.
There's some weird stuff that I don't even want to get into that's happening between Nick, Dan, what's that weirdo with the deep voice that didn't believe in the elementary school shooting for a long time, then got sued and had to apologize.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. There's a whole.
Anyway, it's all circular pointing, and they're all it's crazy.
It's tough to ever know because we don't know enough.
It's crazy. Jones, thank you, Alex Jones. But it's getting weird. I'll tell you that, it's getting weird.
You know what their alliances are and why, and who they're serving. If it's not themselves and their agendas and their things and their reasons, it's just too many layers that I don't know enough about to really form a legitimate opinion.
And all three of them are a little bit on the extremist part.
Yeah.
And that's just not who I am. So I don't keep up with it too much.
Hard Stuck says there's a vid of a SEAL Team 6 guy using a 416 with a LPVO laser on the side and flashlight on the top.
I saw
rail.
that.
If you feel comfortable, could you explain the logic?
I can't confirm it was a SEAL Team 6 guy, but I did see the video you're talking about. And that'd be the first time I've ever seen a flashlight up top. And I've seen lasers on the side before.
LPVO with a laser.
LPVO is the sight.
Right.
Where it normally is. The up top,
right.
The flashlight was here. And then
like that.
Yeah, up here at the very top of the rail.
Yeah.
And then the laser, that pail, was on the side. I'd never seen that setup before.
I had a weird. I'm trying to think of it, but
I don't
guys
know.
do different weird things, and it's hard to know because there's some intention of that, some reason for that to do that.
Depends
Yeah,
on
just
if the
don't-
flashlight has a pressure pad on. If it comes with a pressure pad, but it's easier sometimes to hit it with your thumb from the top.
I know,
if
but
you have
then
a C-clamp.
no, but then the problem is for recoil management, the flashlight comes way back here, and so your recoil
I
management
put
is
'em
going to be.
underneath.
I don't like
know.
it. I don't
I
know.
always put it on the
I
side.
don't
I don't
know
like
for
it
sure
either.
that it was a SEAL Team 6 guy. So
I think some
don't
guys get
want-
too fancy with their shit too.
Yeah.
And you know, when we first got 300 blackouts, we were so torn between the difference in our holds and sights between the subsonic round and the supersonic round. So, you know, I one time had 2 lasers for each of the rounds on both sides of my gun, and it worked really well for me. And I just did my best with my scope to know my holes for the different rounds and when I was switching between those two different rounds. So guys do weird things for different reasons.
Brent,
It's big boy rules there. So.
Brent, maybe the flashlight takes 4D batteries and it takes care of the recoil by itself.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Some of the guys in the chats might be, what are 4D batteries? Joe's Gotia says, or got ya. Ben, really curious to ask both of you about Pete Blaber's interpretation of John Chapman at Roberts Ridge. Was Chapman in the wrong to be leading an assault up the mountain as the CCT RTO of the element?
was he? Let me start this off. Was he wrong for leading it? That goes back to intent. I don't believe he thought he was leading it. He was doing what he thought was right at the time, and probably there's some assumptions done. Also, when things get crazy, there's no time, to you're just reacting, and that's how he reacted. And I'm not here to second guess that.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's very intense situation there. I know 2 of the guys that were there personally, and there was a pre-planned. Hey, we're going straight out from the ramp and to flank around the backside up while we distract up the hill. And he peeled left and went up. And whatever you want to say about the ISR, they changed their plan and went up after him his direction because that was the right thing to do. And so it's hard to make judgments.
Right.
I'm glad 2 guys got medals of honor for that.
And it goes back to everyone having opinion or assumptions because we don't know. But Pete Blaber's assumption, and he says that I believe that the word assault was being thrown around like at the very end, and so because something has to try to make sense of if that was the plan, why did he do something different? And he hears the word assault. You don't know how much he's hearing. But he hears assault. Now he thinks, oh, we're going to get off. We're just going to assault this thing.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? That
And how fast decisions were being made with those assets.
Combat's
during that
so confusing.
situation.
People don't understand how confusing combat can be. Not always is, but can be.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah.
You don't know who's who sometimes, where's where. You get dropped in a place just a little bit.
Yeah.
Outside of where you're supposed to be. But you had this idea of where you're supposed to be, and now you're just a block off, and nothing's lining up. You don't really know where you're at. It just gets so confusing so fast.
Yeah, and the one thing that drives me the most crazy about that are the people that are like, "Oh, they left him behind," and you're like, to extend the chances of recovering his body with a QRF that they needed to do that, you're thinking about it. Think of it as a whole, and going like, "Well, are you saying that they all should have died there, and then they all got left there?" And They made a decision and it worked. They got his body out of there eventually with a QRF, and so it's just those ones are tough to read about when people that don't understand are like, "Hey, they left him behind. He got left behind."
All right, Brent, this one's for you. Holy Fook says, Brent, did you work with Britain's special recon reg at all? It's basically the UK version of ISA. The SRR came from built upon the 14th, international. The DET work in Northern Ireland against the IRA.
No, I didn't work with any of those guys. I did not.
That'd be a negative. That's an NO.
That's correct.
All
Good
right,
job, Drew.
Solely. Are there units where most would pass SEAL Team 6 Delta selection? UK Pathfinders, most pass SAS selection outside of injury.
I can only speak to our selection. It's always going to be a little different, but I'm going to guess that if you passed SAS selection, you have a high probability of passing our selection as well.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Getting close to the end.
All right.
Yeah.
Solely says, if all SEALs had to do SEAL Team 6 Delta selection, what do you think their pass rate would be?
If
If all SEALs did SEAL team or Delta selection.
Oh, if all SEALs. Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. Well,
Out of all SEALs, who would pass y'all's selection?
well,
Luck has something to do with it.
let me take a stab at this real quick. Then you can react of what I say.
Yeah.
So of course I can't speak to your selection, So you speak to my selection for a second.
All right.
And I'm gonna throw out numbers. Every selection class is different. So whatever number I say
Some of the education for
isn't
me.
the number, but
yeah.
let's say 10 to 15% pass. Let's just start off with that. Well, if 10 to 15% pass, those are the best guys that think they can do it, and then only that many pass. So if you bring everyone who doesn't think they're the best, or they know they're not the best, that now it's going to go down a lot. And so I'm going to guess 3 to 5%, because so many more are trying out that their best guys are having a hard time passing it.
Yeah.
So that's a swag. What do you say off that?
I think I agree with that the other way too, because like we said earlier, our selections are our selections in the way that they are for reasons that work. And if I go to yours, there's going to be some moments that just I suck at because I'm behind on the skills that other guys might have, even in the vanilla side.
For sure, right.
And same with if we go do certain things in maritime or whatever, and you haven't been used to that. But it's also a misconception that like only SEALs can do maritime. Like so many different units train diving and drown proofing and all the things.
Don't get it twisted. I was on a dive team, and like any SF diver, I'm proud to say that, and I will say it randomly for no reason, but we are not Navy SEALs. Like that's the white side bread and butter. You guys do it best.
Thank you.
That's just a fact.
But I think it goes back because
we give it hell though. We give it hell, but we're not SEAls.
We lose the art of the land nav stuff in selection because we don't do it in ours at all.
Right.
And that's a critical skill, and one of the bread and butters to your guys is like biggest portions of the selection that people drop out in, I think.
Right. And you're right. And that's a big part of SF selection. That's a big part of Ranger School. Like land nav is an Army thing. So you're already kind of predispositioned
I think
for
we're
success.
We're weak at those type of Ranger handbook, soldiering skills that we learn briefly in like third phase and enough to be kind of proficient, but we don't know. We don't have the art of it.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Scott Wickstrom says, did you guys see the rape dog story? What breed of dogs do we use for that? Gotta love the New York Times.
Rape? Oh, I did see that.
Did you enlighten me on that?
I think it was, what is it? How did the article
look it up, Drew Wise, talking to, or Magnet,
I
if you
mean,
don't mind.
I'm looking at some of it. It's the Palestinian stuff. I mean, it's more of the same stuff. They've talked about, they have charged Israel for this on men, women, children, and now they're talking about dogs doing it.
Oh, that's different from what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right.
Like,
Well,
no, I don't think.
Well, you got to believe it because the Palestinians and Hamas and Muslims in general have never been known to lie in war to make their
Exactly.
side
It says
look
last
better.
month, I'm reading
so-
the time. It says last month I reported on the numerous testimonies from Palestinians who say the Israeli state used dogs to rape detainees.
Oh,
Dude, I don't know, man.
What a great primary source, folks.
Great journalism. Solid journalism.
Solid work, boys.
Yeah, layers and layers of propaganda going on with that stuff. But also, I can't speak to like things in detainees and prisons and things like that go down or happen. But that's a whole different, storyline.
All right, what else we got? We're getting there. We're getting there.
Anyway, okay. Backman Union, cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you,
brother.
Welcome to Thursday. Could you, let's see, Adam YKA says, could you invite my buddy Michael Jones, Garand Thumb channel, I think, in all
Ukraine
the time.
all the time.
Ukraine all the time. Michael Jones.
Send us an email at thetier1podcast@gmail.com and let's go down that. Please do. And I'm serious about that. Send us an email.
All right. The Prussian.
The Prussian.
All right.
Good to see you, brother.
Apparently, I missed his earlier $50 super chat, and I was gonna find it at some point. But here we go. Do you guys collect new gear because it was better than when you served?
Yeah.
Also, why is the Chiepa Big Rhino 44 mag Kayapa? How do you say that? Chiapa?
Send it, sure.
Chiapa, big round. 44 mag, the best EDC.
Best EDC.
Hooah, this is a redo super chat.
Yeah.
I'll start off and you let me know if it's the same for you. I had the best gear at the time, which means newer gear does come out. The best gear I had at the time, which means was expensive, which means if newer gear came out, it's either more expensive or just as expensive, and I'm not buying it. Yeah. So I'm more in the game of a little bit like that thing. What's the cheapest thing? Not the cheapest thing in general, but the cheapest thing that works for what I'm actually doing now, and that's what's important to me.
I go a little different. I have less things that I spend more on because I'm like, what is the latest and greatest? I'll go do a little research. I'll ask somebody's, but it evolves so fast.
It does, yeah.
It has evolved so fast. So I've got a couple things for every caliber that I like, and nice attachments and things.
Yeah. All right.
This is Six's mom.
Hey, Six's mom.
Referring to the other thing that she put in Hawaiian. It says, I have to give you props, Drew. You said it right.
Nice.
It was when she said, don't try it. And I actually nailed it on accident. I won't doubt you again. My bad. Aloha from Kauai.
Nice.
Electric Carbon says, as you think about your careers, what are some differences, both good and bad, that you predict with the future generations of operators?
Ooh, I got an answer for this, but
What's
Chris,
your crystal ball say?
I want you to go first on this.
I'm trying to think areas of operation where we had so much advantage during the GWAT, and if they're starting to go more closer towards near peers, then they're going to learn a lot of lessons fast, but with less op tempo.
Yeah.
So they've got to be intelligent and maybe even more intelligent than we were, because we were learning lessons from iterations, and
you're on it. You're on it.
It's like scary but awesome at the same time, because I even think about the things that they've been doing right now, and I'm like, man, that's some high level shit that our style of operating was different from that, but they've been really successful at it.
There's no replacement for reps at the end of the day, and real world reps are super important, and as those get harder and harder to come by, I think I don't think it's a good thing. So I know it's a weird thing to say, but I hope they keep the boys busy because they need reps to stay sharp.
Yeah, and I think they are finding ways to keep them busy with different things that we don't all hear about so much, which is good.
Which is good too. Yeah.
All right, we have found the last two super chats. This says, at the King, says, are UK Special Forces as good as you guys, Delta Dev Crew, at CQB? And who's better CQB between Delta and Dev Crew?
Oh.
All right.
The question.
What do you got?
To
put you on the spot.
I love the way we do CQB, and I think that it's tough because the level of training that you're doing is high level at both, but I think in the current state of things, Delta's edges us out a little bit on CQB. But CQB is an art. So
it is.
If you understand the art, you can quickly adapt. So if I went and ran with some Delta Force guys, and I have a little of advantage because I get to train with Kyle sometimes, and I've learned it, I feel more confidence than I had when I was in the team that I can go do that and switch it. And I was also had the ego to go, ours is better, and we don't go outside of any of these things.
Yeah.
But even himself, he applies now that art to, he can go teach anybody based on what their environment is, and that you can only do that if you understand the art of it. And it's not like people think that it's like you just know CQB. And that's why, and they're probably tired of hearing it depends on what you're doing it for, but you really can't do that or even teach it unless you know the art of it.
Yeah.
And I think that both of us are I think, better than the UK at it, and that might change and shift over time.
I do. It doesn't mean they're bad, but just if you're pressing me and I'll answer a question, I agree with that. I've never had a gold squadron member, come on a rut with us and get lost, because we're different. Yeah, even like small things different. They adapt to it very quick, and the same when I went and did a rut with them, I did adapt, but I was able to adapt, really quick. So it's different. I've always said this, but I give a reason why to it. I do. I think we would. Of course, I would say this again. I should say this. I think we would edge you guys out in CQB, but and not saying like minimal. But here's the reason. It's not because I don't think it's because we're better. I don't think like we're. I think it's after seeing all the different units. I think the unit is a special place because of where we're located and some of the resources we have. We have tons of shoot houses right there on premises. We have Fort Bragg in our backyard. We have Range 37 in our backyard.
Yeah.
We don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And we just get tons and tons of reps at tons of different floor plans. And that's just an advantage that
different materials, different floor plans. That's a good that's a good point to say. We've got one big nice one, and you can change it around, but there's not as much diversity in it. And you're right.
And I think, and the same year, and I think if you guys lived where we lived, and we lived where you lived, I would think you would have a slight advantage to us. I think
that once you're at a certain level, it's easier for you to adapt.
It is. Oh, for sure.
What I mean.
Right. Which is why they adapt so well to us.
But that's true. If you have more of a playground, you're going to be a little bit better,
right.
Dwazi says, Billy, do you have a piss bottle story? Do you understand the question?
I got one that was not in the military. My wife tells this story.
What do you got? Can you make it quick?
Quick. When we were dating, we lived in a condo before the boys. I don't know if you guys heard this story. And we came home from a night of drinking. And I had come off a deployment very recently, so I was like, man, I went by instinct to pee, and I grabbed a water bottle, peed in it, and was super thirsty, early in the morning, and went and just chugged out of it, and it was like, and she startled awake. and was like, what happened? And I was like, I just drank my own pee. It's so stupid. It was just muscle memory.
It's just recycling. He's being responsible recycler.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We do it?
All right. Well, we got a hey you from Jessica. Thank you. And are you guys still doing a Tongo ambush episode?
Yes. Yeah. And we talked about that earlier. That was you?
Yeah.
You're spending money on it? Was that a little bit of repayment for pizza? You didn't have to do that. The pizza's free.
Good boy.
All right. Of course, Stevie Ray Vaughan gets it for Voodoo Child, which is where we hang out in the chats for just a little bit. But I have a song that I'm going to play before that. And then we'll get into Voodoo Child.
This is the time where Brent reads the regular chats.
There we go. Let me make
you guys
sure.
are hanging in there. I'm proud of you.
There it comes.
That you are.
I'm ready for some questions.
Yep, the boys ready to answer some questions too.
All right, here we go. Let's see here. I read my comment, and it can come off like I am one, but I'm certainly not. This is T-Bone. But I would bet on sibling rivalry on CQB and other challenges between the D-Boys and the Dev for charity. Oh, that would be a good one. Some retired guys, just shooting it out for charity.
Yeah, I think we should do more of that stuff than more of that kind of stuff.
We're doing it.
I'm down.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah,
Someone's got to do it.
I'm down.
We're doing it. All right. Let's see. What did you do Saturday, Brent? I went out to I just ate dinner with the family and just a few friends. I kept it really low key. Brian, I don't skip anything. If you guys read it and I see it, I don't skip questions, and I saw it. So, why did the Antihero podcast make the OG episodes members only? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Would FRCC, AK Dyson says, Brent, when do we get a first responder carnival cruise? FRCC. That's a good one. Here's a good one from Josh George. Is JTF2 close second CQB in partner forces? You get to work with JTF2 any or a whole lot?
A little bit. I got to visit their facility. They had a really awesome fight room with an octagon thing, and never experienced running with them in CQB at all. I know their snipers are good.
That's right. That's right.
Fucking badass snipers.
They would send a guy over, but it wasn't like the SAS guys that integrated with the team. So I never really got to see them do CQB or see them at the same level I got to see the SAS guys at.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you get the song reference?
No.
This is Van
What's the
Halen,
song?
Ice Cream Man.
How? Dude, my dad loves classic rock, and I rebelled against it, and I had a lot of catching up to do. I got made fun of a lot of Team 10 for not knowing my classic rock, but now I know this is going to go on a lot of ice cream.
Oh yeah, I know it's got to be loud for it to pick up. So I know it seems loud.
Yeah.
Flucky 7, you get it. Chris, are you a SIG guy or a Glock guy?
I've got both. I like SIGs just because it was just like muscle memory, so much training with it through my career. I favor the SIG, but I'll take Glocks too.
Leave. just leave the podcast. We should have asked this important question way earlier.
I truly believe they don't just pop off. I truly believe they don't just ghost pop off regardless of any of those videos. I want more context, and I want to know what the holster was and what the situation was. But there's been some Glocks pop off too, but they don't hear nothing about them.
When pointing at bad guys, Glocks pop off. Let's
when people shoot themselves in the foot and it pops off.
That's only when the female cop
see.
is pulling it away from somebody.
Was that a reference to the guy teaching a class and shot himself? Do you remember that video? I don't know. I don't remember what he was holding.
That
it was
just
just like, I'm the only
generally
one
like all
professional
the
enough to handle
80s.
this, and then shoots himself.
Boom.
Yeah.
Voodoo Child, Stevie Ray Vaughan, not the Jimi Hendrix version. You requested it. You get it.
Song request time, boys.
Yes. Brent, what do you think about the 6 ARC as a caliber? With a lot of calibers, it goes to what are you doing with it? It's a good round. But there is no real one round to defeat them all. But of course, there are some rounds that are better than others. So I need to know what you're doing with it.
Yeah. Does he say self-defense?
To the Fettes boys. What's your favorite gun? He'll turn it back on.
Turn it on.
What?
Speak in the mic.
What's your favorite gun?
SMG. Or sniper.
SMG, you say, for sniper. Little man, send the mic over his way. Do you know enough to give an answer?
Probably a Glock.
I knew
what you've been shooting.
Look at this smart kid.
I knew I liked you.
Yeah.
I knew I liked that
I
kid.
say he's only had the experience of shooting in the Glock.
Really? Yeah.
It's the only thing he's touched.
That's awesome. Old Seth is in there.
Nerf.
This is Delta Dad. Shout out to my son for making Grandmaster as a junior. That's awesome. And thanks for watching the show. I hope we're doing the guys who came before us proud. And even though we're public, we're doing it in a way that's the right way. I think there's a right way to do it. And so I'm really glad that you watch. And I'm glad your son watches.
Yeah.
Let's see, a qualified PI. Am I the only person that carries a Walther?
Yes.
You might be.
I don't know why.
I know, and I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at the gun. I'm laughing at the question, just because it's funny.
Brevard County carry. That's what they carry.
I know some agencies actually carry. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, who's winning in a Call of Duty match? Tier 1 ops. You ever play your sons in video games?
Yeah. I've been for a while, but we used to get down on Call of Duty.
Yeah. How you
try to teach me Fortnite, but I didn't get it.
Do you play
He's
against them? Yeah, guess what? I was too. It's frustrating when you know you can do this in real life, but you can't mimic in a video game.
Yeah. It's like my eyes
These
hurt.
kids are smoking you.
Yeah, they learn it fast.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Let's see. Quads are dual for digital night vision, only going to be using it for hunting and show and tell. I'm telling you, then why wouldn't you go quads? I mean, you still have the advantage of the peripheral. So if all things are the same and it's just duals or quads, I'm going quads.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to try these on and show you some of the similarities and differences in it.
I can't wait to do a giveaway.
From Brandon Bailey, why does Chris look 25 and 45 at the same time.
I don't know.
Yeah, it has to do with his Asian heritage and his Irish heritage. Like somehow that question is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. You do. You really do.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it.
Right, yeah. Let's see.
That's funny, man.
Hey, from CC Rider Massey 8719 for the boys. Do you have pets, and what type of pets do you have?
Yeah, we have 2 French bulldogs.
Oh.
We have a boy and a girl. One's name is Gray and one's name is Bella.
Devin loves French bulldogs.
Frenchies.
I think they're the most popular dog in America now.
They're pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
We used to have like snakes and lizards.
Did you really? Don't trust snakes. I don't trust snakes.
I broke my lizard's tail off.
Those are just snakes with
On a
legs.
doorknob.
Did it grow back?
No.
Okay. I guess
Gecko. I remember that gecko.
Yeah. I tell you why I like French bulldogs. I hate small dogs. They're like a large small dog.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
They're like little tank dogs.
Yeah. So they get a pass from me because they're not really small, but they're smaller. I like them.
I love them.
Like little children.
Joe Saunders, Yippee Kaye, most excellent live. Thank you. Great to see you in the chats. Thank you. Trans Tim Kennedy, yo, what is the next ice cream flavor to drop? Do you got one in the works?
He's always got a couple in the works. Man, I wish I knew that question. That reminds me I need to stay more in touch with Tony because he's always got something lined
He's always
up.
brewing something?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's at the point now where it surprises me, and it's one of the greatest things as an owner, as an entrepreneur, when your team is so into it too.
Yeah.
That it's like, we'll go back and try this, and it's a dream come true.
Well, see if you can do a vanilla cigar ice cream, because that's
True.
I would love that one.
We'll do some tobacco vanilla.
Vanilla tobacco.
Tasty Gains ice cream, not
Gains.
creatine ice cream.
Get your
Not a bad
creatine
idea.
in
Not
your
a bad
ice
idea.
cream bowl.
Here's a
Those
great
would
question.
go.
I want to go back a little bit. Should deliberate pieing only be done with ballistic walls and in the day for Chris as well? No, it should not be. But like anything else, I have to know the circumstances. I need to know, the bad guy, what the bad guy's, being charged with, like what's his propensity to shoot. Even if it's not ballistic walls, in the United States, bad guys generally don't shoot through walls, but good guys get shot going into breaches. So I would, without knowing anything and just answering it at face value, I would say yes, but bring a shield with you. Why not? Bring your own ballistic protection.
Yeah.
And no, not during the day. Doing it at night is when you really want to do it so you can move around with your superpower in the darkness.
Yeah, so it's like a superpower. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Practice. Guys are getting into nods, and there's the conversation of who should have them, who should not. They're available. Everybody
That's right.
that wants them should get them. It's what you do with them, and if you can learn how to do everything you can do in daylight or with lights on with those, you're getting after it.
You have to. Don't fight fair.
Yeah.
Don't fight fair. Bring shields,
Your eyes
bring
might
nods,
hurt,
bring it all.
Get used
Bring
to
it
You
all.
might get a headache from it, but
That's
you
right.
know.
It goes away. Or if it doesn't, I'll still take a headache over being
Yeah.
shot in the breach.
Yeah, get used to it.
Let's see what else. Flux9050. Brent, did you ever work with Mike Glover in SF or the unit? He's a good dude operator. He was in my OTC class is where I met Mike. He unfortunately didn't graduate that class and went on to be a support guy. But he was a good support guy, and he was a great SF guy. There we go. That is the episode. Everyone gets the last word here, and I'm gonna start in kind of clockwise order here. Ethan, take the mic over there. What's your last word? What do you want to say?
Here, do him first.
Okay, all right, we can do that. We can do that. All right, big brother,
Anything you wanna say,
you show them how it's done. Anything, just last word, something you want to say. Mike's yours.
Monster, sponsor me.
Bam.
I need some sponsors.
I'm now asking for the same thing. So hopefully they have 2 spots open and we're not fighting for the same one. All right, what do you got, Ethan?
I don't know.
We'll come back to you. We'll get another chance at it. Yeah,
Okay.
no reason to do it wrong. Yeah, take your time. Magnet, what do you got?
All right, guys, go check out lionarmsusa.com and arms, and because of Brent saying how much I love hot dogs, and I'm getting abundance amount of stuff from the Patreon, I'm coming out with a tactical hot dog T-shirt.
Do it.
It will be available first to the Patreon members.
Okay. All right. Let's see this. We're getting some coaching here. That's all right.
Do it.
He doesn't have to say yes, but maybe it was a good idea. Ethan, what do you got?
Shout out.
Thank you to my friends for joining the live.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And who are your friends? What's their name?
Easton and Dennis.
Yeah.
All right.
And where are they out of? They out of Virginia Beach?
Yeah.
You play baseball with them or go to school with them?
Baseball and school, yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Thank you guys for coming to the show, and thanks for inviting your friends to watch. Every bit helps.
Last thing.
Yeah. What do you got?
Nixon 4.
No. Okay. Drew, what do you have?
All right, guys, you've got to go to frcc.shop and check out these flavored cigars. I'm telling you, the flavor is incredible. Your wife and girlfriend that doesn't like cigar smoke is going to love the vanilla smell that's coming out of those cigars. They're very cool, so go check it out. Also, Truth in the Dark, I'm doing lives most Sunday nights at 7 o'clock. I'm doing lives, having some fun. We've done 2 of them, so check them out at Truth in the Dark Podcast at YouTube.
Drew, you got to grab these nods and do some sort of video for Truth in the Dark.
Somebody said I should. Yeah, somebody on the chat said I should do something like that.
There you go. You get the last word of all the guests because you are the VIP guest. Chris, what do you got?
It's an honor to be on. Thank you very much. To be honest with you, I was a little intimidated, man, but getting to know you, man, it's been awesome. You're doing great things. Please check out Be Free Ice Cream. The new website is going to be dropping around May 25th. Getting ready for the launch of the brand soon. We're going to do the best we can. And 2027 will be the bigger year. And also we're going to start, I'm learning from how you guys set up and getting our YouTube channel going for Ice Cream Science. So that'll be coming soon too, hopefully.
Yeah, let us know when it drops so we can at least promote it here. You know, the listeners are great Americans, and then they love to support veteran brands. So let us know so we can help you out. And you're invited back anytime you want. You come back through, and we'll run this thing back, Chris.
Let's go. Thanks for having the boys on too. That was epic for us. That was so cool.
I enjoyed it too, actually. I enjoyed it too. You just cleared your throat. You got one something more to say?
Got another one? Go for it.
Send it.
I don't know.
You can't do it. Go for it.
When your dad was a SEAL Team 6 member, you get a little more leniency on the Tier 1 podcast. You could say whatever you want to say, whatever you want to say it.
Except them curse words.
If 10 people say push-up in the chat, Dad, you have to do 20 push-ups.
Done.
Well, it's a good thing it's the end of the night, or
Off
else
camera.
that would have been a long night.
Yeah.
I love how he went with 20. Oh my God.
You guys are so good. Epic Universe tomorrow.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another live. I hope it didn't disappoint. Chris, I told you after the recording, I said, hey man, these lives are going to be a lot different than that recording. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's because of you guys. And you guys did not disappoint.
4,
Thank you
5,
so much.
All the way up, Dad. All the way up.
8, 9,
he's gonna keep knocking these out.
11, 12,
and we'll see
13,
you
14,
next time, next
15,
Thursday nights for
16,
the Patriots.
17,
Thanks, guys.
18, 19. Now you got to get 20.